Why do so many people like working at the Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center?
The pay is awesome. What we do for our clients is awesome. The coworkers that we have, the staff, everybody is just, they're all welcoming.
I feel very supported. It's a great network of people that we have working here. We really work together, I think, to try to work together.
The insurance is phenomenal. The cost is minimal. They're good to us. And the benefits are so great, you can't beat it.
Apply today.
When comfort matters, count on Kapias Heating and Cooling. Proudly serving St. Francis and surrounding counties, they are your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer, delivering top quality heating and cooling solutions for your home or business. Founded in 2004 by Chuck Kapias, a family-owned and operated company that you can trust. Visit KapiasHeatingandCooling.com today. Kapias Heating and Cooling in Farmington, 756-1224.
We got small town pride, big time selection. When you need a truck, we hope you point to Pettis. We provide the best service and the best price. We make sure we do what's right, make you a customer for life. We're locally owned, locally operated. When you need a truck, well, don't make it complicated. Just point to Pettis. We're here to answer every question. We got small town pride and a big time selection.
Do you often ask others to repeat themselves? Is the TV volume creeping up higher? Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Melton, and it could be time to have your hearing checked. Hearing loss happens gradually, making it hard to notice. At Hearing Care Partners, we offer thorough hearing evaluations that uncover even subtle changes in your hearing over time. Early detection can improve your hearing and your life. Start prioritizing your hearing today. Schedule your appointment now at hearingcarepartners.com. At Hearing Care Partners, we listen so you can hear.
Since 1941, Boozenbark Flooring has been Southeast Missouri's trusted name in flooring. This family-owned business features top quality carpet, tile, and hardwood, along with countertops, kitchens, and bathrooms, all with expert installation. Need to haul it? Boozenbark Trailer Sales has you covered. Come see the large selection of dump trailers, equipment haulers, goosenecks, livestock trailers, and more. Visit boozenbarkflooring.com and boozenbarktrailersales.com, or stop by and see everything at the Fairgrounds exit on Highway 67.
Looking for top quality custom sportswear and activewear? Look no further than Neuvo Athletic. Neuvo Athletic blends innovative design with affordability, revolutionizing activewear for athletes, teams, and enthusiasts alike. From affordable, high-quality team practice wear to specialty sublimated activewear, Neuvo Athletic has grown to become a leader in sportswear and the industry, especially in cheer. Neuvo Athletic, where passion meets quality in every stitch.
For Neuvo Athletic custom apparel locally, contact Tia Cunningham at 573-701-6015.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
About a mile west of the mighty Mississippi River tonight, Parkland Sports Live flows through Jefferson, Arcema, the home of the Blue Jays. A good Friday evening to you, and it's week 2 of the Missouri high school football season. I'm Chad Speaker, joined by the Hall of Fame coach Bob Stolzer, our man of the field Mike Reeves tonight as the Central Rebels visit the Jefferson Blue Jays. It's a rematch of a week 2 game from a year ago, a game that Central came out victorious 42-24. Both teams look sharp in their debuts this season. For the Central Rebels, it was a victory over Owensville, 37-0, and for the Jefferson Blue Jays, an impressive 52-7 victory over Priory. Coach Stolzer, this is the first time I actually have been to this football field here at Jefferson, and what a beautiful place with a nice turf field and great colors. We've got trees in the background, and as you enter the stadium, you kind of enter from the top and you walk down in. This is a great place and a great night for some high school football.
Yes, it is. Very impressive. Of course, as we talked about earlier this evening, I grew up just a few miles from here. I did not attend the R7 schools. I attended schools, private schools in Festus, and anyhow, back then it was a lot smaller. It was just kind of a K through 8 schools. They've got a primary school, which is closer to my house. And, of course, they built this one several years ago to house more so, I guess you'd call it your middle school. But back in, I think it was 09, you looked that up earlier. They built the high school back in 09. And when they did that, it congregated a lot of talent from this area and took away a lot of the enrollment from Crystal City and Herculaneum high schools. The kids here always had the option of attending one of those 3 schools. In fact, when I was at St. Genevieve, if they wanted to attend St. Genevieve, they could have went down there, which is a little further down the road for them to, travel-wise. But, very beautiful campus. It's just, very nice, and I've heard nothing but good things through the years since the high school's been in existence.
And Mike Reeves, you actually have covered a sport up here. You covered a baseball game, but your first time covering a football game here. Well, you've had you're the elder statesman of our broadcast crew in terms of covering sports in this area. A nice setting.
Well, I will go ahead and answer your question after we get through the national anthem that's about to start here, fellas. I'll let you bail out of that.
Okay, and we'll bring it to you right now. Fantastic national anthem by the Jefferson Band. Our pregame show brought to you by Knuckleball Prime Time through the Barn Media Group with Chad Winch. Barn Media Group and Podcast Network, your one-stop destination for all things independent. Dirty Right Rear Podcast, Knuckleball Prime Time, The Tippy Joe Show, vulgar display of podcasts, Midwest mixtapes, Bible Time at the Barn, and more. Something for everyone. Follow the Barn on all socials. Find the latest episode of your favorite show wherever you get your podcasts. Mike, your job is to keep the rain away. How you doing in that front?
It's a little light rain. If this is all we're going to do, it's not even worth mentioning. Hopefully, this is the worst that it gets. There could be some rain off and on throughout the night. Nothing that should disrupt the festivities here. And I'll tell you what, Chad, one thing that's impressed me about this entire school district, their sports programs, is how fast they went from a fledgling just putting the school together and all of a sudden all the sports programs, so many doing so well, and they've made strides year after year after year. And then our first class, we know that from every aspect, whether it be the gymnasium is rock solid, a great place to watch games in, baseball facilities and softball facilities, track, everything is top notch. And this place here, first time I've been actually on this field, and it's very, very impressive. And the football team is certainly making strides in the right direction in the last couple of years.
You got that right. Programs really did take off, as we said, built in 2009. They finished third place in baseball in 2009. baseball in 2021, and just last year third in track. So they're building a fine tradition here at Jefferson R7. Jefferson R7 coming off a 6-5 campaign from a year ago. Central also 6-5 last year, but only 2 years removed from that state title season in 23 when they went 11-3 and beat Seneca for the Class 3 state title. In their opener, a 37-0 victory over Owensville, Coach Schweiss was very impressed with his team. He said they probably exceeded his expectations. He said they're great kids, they like to please, they play hard, they're willing to hit, and they play for and with each other. And Coach, sometimes, maybe, I don't know, you tell me, are the state championship teams the ones that warm your heart the most, or are they teams like that do more than you'll ever expect out of them?
Every one of them has their own personality, so to speak. I mean, they had some very good teams, and some of the teams that I had that might not have had, the better records, the kids just, close to your heart, just great kids. They might have lacked athletic talent in some areas, but great big-hearted kids, good families. It was just a great experience, and you love them all to death.
The captains getting together at midfield, and you've got that royal blue for Jefferson R7. Central is in their road whites. They've got blue numbers and letters with a red outline, red helmets with a Rebel on the side. So we'll sort out who's going to get the ball. But some of the highlighters, I'm really excited to see Cooper Frisk, Coach, because he does so much for this team. He comes off a season as a junior where he threw for over 1,200 yards and he ran for over 1,300 yards. He's a guy that returns kicks. He also does some of the kicks for them and plays some defense. Oh, yeah, and he'll even catch a pass from time to time. There's really nothing this young man doesn't do on the football field.
He might even be a manager a little bit. No, he's just one of these kids that you take him off the field, you're hurting yourself. So you try and keep a kid like that on as much as you can. But like you said, last year he had a phenomenal year, put up some very good stats. It's going to be fun watching to see what he can do today. And, of course, around him, he's got several. I was looking at their roster today and the notes, and they've got a lot of team speed. I mean, they've got a lot of kids who run sub-5.040s, and you get that great team speed. It helps you on both sides of the ball, especially defense.
And Mike Reeves, for the Central Rebels, they had really a young cast of skill position players who are back with them this year, a year older, a year bigger, a year faster, a year tougher. And I'm talking about guys like August Black and Karis Foster who can really make plays in the field. Nick Fowler's great at catching those passes. And then the newly installed quarterback, Brody Pigg, who had a nice week one.
I can tell you right now, every coach in the area from day one has been pointing to and watching the development of Karis Foster. That name just popped out at you because of what he did right off the bat. And guys that have those kind of skill sets, and you mentioned the ones that every opposing coach will tell you, we're gonna keep an eye on them. Those are going to be the guys. But when you're really good, and I'm sure, Coach, you could tell people this too, you probably had it happen against you a few times. If they're good enough, sometimes it doesn't matter what you do. That's why they're so good. They get the job done.
Correct.
And Central hopes they have some guys like that.
Very correct. I tell you what, there's a lot of times you can put one or two kids on an offensive player and doesn't do much good. They're still going to get their yards one way or another, and it just, you get phenomenal kids like that. That's really makes your team a lot better.
The other members of our team, Jacob Towers, our engineer, does such an awesome job, and we got great feedback also on our week one broadcast. Who's running that camera? Because he does a great job. Wyatt Compton does that for us. Does a terrific job. We're ready for kickoff now, and Evan Neff going to put his right foot to this one. Back for the Jefferson Blue Jays, Logan Vandeven and Evan Bodkin. This kick, though, is a short one. Goes over to the far sideline, out of bounds, throw the flag, and it'll be Jefferson getting started with great field position. Let's go through the starting lineups for you, courtesy of Kapias Heating and Cooling. Kapias Heating and Cooling, bringing us our starting lineups. Cooper Frisk, the do-it-all quarterback for Jefferson, will lead the squad out. Tyler Crater is his main running back. His brother Brandon will be a running back and will work in the slot. Noah Beeler and Aiden Ussery going to be the wide receivers. Chase Young is in the middle on the line. He's flanked by Holden Green and Aiden Allen. We'll talk about Aiden Allen a lot throughout tonight's broadcast. Josh Thierrett and Troy Jefferson are the tackles. Jefferson brings their offensive unit up to the line, and they'll have a 1st and 10 here at their own 39-yard line. Behind the center, this is Cooper Frisk, as we said on the pregame show, ran for over 1,200, threw for over 1,300 last year, and he's one of those guys, Coach, that you alluded to that has that nice speed. He's about a 4.8 40 guy. He'll work from this pistol here, and he'll have Aiden Kench off to his left side in a slot. The give, though, is to the tailback on the first play of the game, and that's Tyler Crater. Crater barrels through the middle of the line for just a yard. We'll meet the starters on the defensive side of the line coming up after this play. It's a 2nd and 9 for Jefferson. You call it a short 9 or a long 8, either way. Logan Vandeman wide to the right side, twins to the right, and one man off to the left side. That's Ussery. Quarterback Cooper Frisk back in that pistol, gets the snap, looks downfield. He's in the pocket, breaks the pocket, runs to the right side. He's a danger with his legs and his arms. He cuts back, he dives to the 50. He's got a first down and a 9-yard gain. So a good read that time by Cooper Frisk. And Kapias Heating and Cooling letting us know that Silas Richardson is the middle of that defensive front as the nose guard. He's flanked by Keegan Sherrill and Wesley Williams, the ends. In the middle are Brody Diaz and Max Woods, the middle linebackers, Dakota Bowers and Chad Cosby on the outside. Corners are Nick Fowler and August Black. Brady Schweiss and Karis Foster are the safeties, and this is a squad that Corey Schweiss really, really loves his secondary. We're looking at a 1st and 10 from midfield. They go to the mesh point, but the quarterback Frisk pulls it, skirts to the right side, and no gain for him right there. Frisk with a couple of carries. Rode his jet sweep man, Kench. Now, what's he reading right there, Coach, to make that decision?
Well, I think he's just reading to see if he can get the defense. I don't think there was one defensive man he was trying to read. He just he rode the mesh point a while, then he pulled it and tried to get around the end.
Seeing what's available there.
Yes. Jefferson's working that right side to start off the ball game.
Frisk with Crater behind him. I think somebody moved early. In fact, I think maybe 2 or 3 guys moved early. Crater was leaning. A couple of linemen were leaning. Is that one of those ones that maybe the center doesn't snap it on the cadence?
It's just hard to say.
Yeah.
Might have been a little eagerness to try and get things going.
So moving back 5 yards, first penalty of the game. We haven't seen a pass out of Cooper Frisk yet. He threw it at a 46% clip last year, so if there's improvement to be made, perhaps they'd like that to come up a little bit. Frisk with a pump fake, looks downfield, under pressure. He's going to go down to the backfield. A big sack for the Central Rebels on a 2nd and long. And a nice job by Chad Cosby, the outside linebacker, just continuing to push in. But, Coach, the coverage had something to do with that as well.
Very much. He wanted to throw it to the motion guy at first. He saw the linebacker went out in the motion with the motion man. He was covered, and he looked downfield, and they were covered. And before he knew it, Central had a hand on him, and down he went.
They're going to have to get back near Festus for their first down. It's a 3rd and 21 here for Jefferson. So Frisk is back in that pistol. He's got 2 wides to each side now, and he wants to roll the pocket to the left side. He's got a mid-range wide receiver maybe open for a moment. Aiden Kench, the intended target. The pass just out of his reach, though, and this will bring up a 4th and long for Jefferson. A pretty good battle at the line, Mike Reeves. It seemed on the sack that the secondary did a nice job of covering everybody. I don't think we've had anybody kind of come free along that defensive front for Central, but they're consistently kind of pushing the line back toward the quarterback.
Well, it's way too early to make too many to assert too much, but nobody seemed to have an advantage during the possession. I don't think either offensive or defensive line was owning the other. And sometimes early in a game you'll see that.
Frisk rolls, and finally punts it away and punts it out of bounds along the right side. He was trying to punt it away from Karis Foster. He was successful in that endeavor, but the bad news for Jefferson is that thing sails out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Well, it came out right over my head. I thought he was punting to me, and I will tell you right now, if he's got to pick between punting to Karis Foster and me, he made the right choice. All right? I'm just telling you, he made the right choice, but the field position for Central is going to be
Mike, you didn't need a fair catch that. I think you could have gained some yards if you would have got it and took off.
I saw some of the size of a few of the guys coming over here. Fair catch was the best option for me.
1st and 10 for Central. They have their first chance on the offensive end. We'll head through the Kapias heating and cooling starting lineups after this first play. Brody Pigg, the quarterback, and he's in the pistol as well. Similar formation, twins to each side. Karis Foster in motion from the left to the right side, and Central jumps early. And they do me that honor because I can now introduce the starting lineups. So you've got Brody Pigg as the quarterback. August Black was their main running back in week number 1. He'll remain there. Karis Foster, you heard he'll be in the slot. He was just going in motion. Silas Richardson moves into center tonight. We'll tell you why in a moment. Dakota Bowers and Evan Schaefer are the guards. Abel Mills and Keegan Sherrill are the tackles. Max Woods and Nick Fowler are the starting wide receivers. We see Devin Graff out there as well, and Chad Cosby going to be in that wide receiver unit also. So a 1st and 10 turning in now to a 1st and 15 as Central jumped before they ever ran their first play. Pigg puts Foster in motion again, puts it in his belly on the jet sweep. Karis runs to the right side, dodges around one man and gains 3 yards. The center, Silas Richardson, usually plays tackle, but tonight he's going against nose guard Aiden Allen, 6 foot, 310 pounds. Folks, he squats 700 pounds, and he bench presses 450. And Corey Schweiss says, we've got to move our best linemen to the middle to deal with this nose guard. Josh Thierrett, Troy Jefferson are the other defensive linemen. You've got Holden Green as the middle linebacker. Tyler Crater and Aiden Ussery are on the outside of that linebacking crew. We'll tell you about the secondary coming up. 2nd and 12 here for Central. Pigg looking for an out route, juggled by Karis Foster, and eventually on the ground. The secondary for Jefferson looks like this. Logan Vandeven and Noah Beeler are on the outside. Brandon Crater and Evan Botkin are the safeties. And Parker Taylor runs the hybrid. Look, they run a 3-3-5. So Parker Taylor's their hybrid, and they call him Money. They have a $sign in there as the name of the position. So it's their money man there on the secondary. And our starting lineups brought to you by Kapias Heating and Cooling, proudly serving St. Francis and surrounding counties, founded in 2004 by Chuck Kapias and his wife, and Chris, sons Chuck, Eric, and Brian, and daughter Amy. Round out the family-owned crew. 3rd and 12 here for Central. They'll put a man in motion, Devin Graff, and flags on the play. And Central will get the 5 yards back that they lost before they ever started the series.
Hey guys, it's nothing that you're going to note from your position in the press box. I doubt it can be picked up on the cameras at this point. The rain has picked up. It's a steady, light rain, and the wind is coming as you view the field and you watch this one from right to left. So right now, Central with the wind at their back on this drive, but all of those things have picked up somewhat in intensity.
Could affect the play a little bit. The field will be good, though. It's a great turf field. Pick is back to pass, punt fakes, breaks the pocket, swarmed and tackled behind the line of scrimmage. He loses 4 yards, and the Jefferson defense really swarming him right there. Troy Jefferson busted in there, grabbed him by the shirt collar, and hauled him down.
Kind of a defensive standoff after all the offense both teams had last week. Kind of a defensive standoff for both in their opening series of offense.
Teams combined for 89 points last week, Coach. And you're right, the defenses have stood tall here to start this game. Central to punt it away. And it's a good punt, rolling inside of the 10, the 5, but finally ends up in the end zone for a touchback. So Nick Fowler punching it out there. And if you're going to have a defensive game, well, it's Jefferson starting at their own 20.
Yeah,
so Central kind of pushes them back a little bit on the field position.
Great punt by Central punter. I mean, he got a little bit of good bounce out of it, and they nearly had a couple of guys get down and grab it before it went into the end zone, but definitely pushed them back, and they're starting out in their own 20-yard line.
If it would have checked up on one of those bounces, it would have been an outstanding effort. Cooper Frisk, we saw him run a little bit. He had a 9-yard gain, but we saw him sacked also for a -8 in the first set of downs for Jefferson. Just Jefferson with their second try here. Tyler Crater, the running back behind Frisk. They'll run a quarterback power to the right side. Crater becomes the lead blocker right there. And Frisk is bounced out of bounds right at that line of scrimmage at the 20-yard line. Karis Foster going over there to meet him and put a hat on him.
Central's defensive end did a great job coming up, forcing the quarterback back a little bit further, and as a result, he didn't hit the corner as quick as he could, thus no gain.
Crater had only 5 carries in the Week 1 victory against Priory, but it resulted in 84 yards. He averaged about 17 yards a carry last week. They didn't actually have that many yards, but they had 52 points. We'll talk about why here in just a moment. And they'll give it off to Crater, the running back, and he's met in the hole after a 2-yard gain and shoved down by Max Woods. So a 2-yard gain right there by Crater. Coach Jefferson ran up a whole bunch of points last week. They didn't have that many yards, though, as they actually finished with only 197 yards, but their first series started at Priory's 37, and they scored on that play. Their second series started at Priory's 7-yard line, and they scored on that play. They had a kickoff return for a touchdown and a fumble return for a touchdown. So they had a lot of points, but they didn't need a lot of offense, really.
Priory was very generous in giving up field position.
Yes, sir. They're very accommodating. Frisk looks over the middle, has a man, breaks the pocket, spins. He's out to the 27-yard line. Max Woods is in on the end of that tackle. Wesley Williams wrapped him up initially. So a good run that time by Frisk, but this will bring up a 4th and 2. 8 yards for Frisk on 5 carries. You would think a punting situation here. Whenever your quarterback is your punter, though, it allows for certain shenanigans you might not get away with otherwise.
It causes your defense to be on their toes. Right now, maybe we're going to try and draw Central off sides.
Frisk with the hard count, as you said,
count.
And then scoots back, and then Karis Foster will scoot back on the other side. The snap is a lob snap back to Frisk, and his punt up in the air, grabbed by Foster at the 40, and he's quickly swarmed down. Foster caught that in a whole group of Blue Jays, and it was Beeler that was right there on top of him to haul him down.
There was a big crowd around him. I thought, I was watching to see if the kick was going to be blocked or if they were going to rough the punter, and then I turned around, and about the time the punt got there to the return man, he caught it, and I thought he had fair caught it with that many blue jerseys around him, but he caught it, and he was hit immediately.
It was a courageous catch.
Very courageous.
And he did a nice job corralling it. But, yeah, you would expect a fair catch in that circumstance. Twins to the right and twins to the left side for Brody Pigg. Pigg rushed for nearly 100 yards last week. They had him at 99. It's a snap that he pulls up off the turf that rolled back to him, and he just rushes forward for 3 yards before Aiden Ussery takes him down.
Coach, I'm kind of curious from your perspective on a play like that on the punt return. What's the difference between courageous and son, don't do that? There's a line there, I'm sure.
Well, he's back there in no man's land, and I guess he didn't hear the footsteps around him. That turf out there is kind of, you don't hear too many footsteps coming. I guess he thought I had a little bit more time, but if they're bearing down, usually it's a good idea to have 2 return people back there. One to kind of guide what's going on in front of him, and the other to catch the ball, of course.
Trips to the right, twins to the left. The snap once again is rolled back to Pigg, and he is met at the line of scrimmage and driven down. That's middle linebacker Holden Green. Punching him early, Aiden Allen, 310 pounds, ends up on top. A gain of just 1, and a little bit of trouble, Coach. They moved Richardson from that tackle position to the center position, and he's rolled a few of these snaps back to the quarterback.
3rd and 6 for the Rebels.
Bringing up a 3rd and 6 here for Central. I'd like to thank Boozenbark Flooring and Trailer Sales, Hearing Care Partners, Everest Counseling, and Ryan Blankenship Insurance Agency for sponsoring our coverage here in Parkland Sports Live. No score as of yet. And we're at the 4:45 mark of this first quarter of play. Central at Jefferson. Motion man goes left to the right side. That's Cole. And they'll come in on a tunnel screen here for Devin Graff. He's got a seam, and he might go to the 20, to the 10. It's a foot race. He's to the 5, and he's to the end zone. A 55-yard touchdown pass and run, and Central's on the board. 6-0 Rebels at the 4:29 mark of the first quarter.
Quarterback did a great job of fielding that low snap, and it was just a quick pass on the perimeter like that, and a couple of good blocks, and boy, he turned on the speed.
We'll have here's another look at the play, guys. And Coach, you'll see the seam on that bubble screen.
Okay, the outside man came in, the motion man blocked the guy covering him, and the rest was kind of history. He just outrun everybody. Central's got some pretty good wheels, too, on their team.
55-yard touchdown for Devin Graff right there. And why not? Devin, why don't you try the extra point, too? This time he slams it in the middle of the line, and the extra point won't sail up and through. But a 6-0 lead for Central. 4:29 remaining in the first quarter. We're back after this on Parkland Sports Live. Central leading Jefferson 6-0 here on Parkland Sports Live. They get the first score of the ball game on a 55-yard bubble screen that went the distance. Central showing some pretty good wheels right there. We'll get the drive recap from Coach coming up right after this kickoff by Evan Neff. Really one big play. I mean, the defenses have played well. One big play is the difference right now. Neff kicked it short the last time he was pressed into service. He'll do the exact same thing right now. He kicks it to the up man, and it'll be a short return by Taylor Parker. And Coach, tell us a little bit about that touchdown drive by Central.
Oh, it's just kind of Central kind of felt them out their first series, and then they got the ball and ran a little play up the middle, I think, the first play, and then for no gain the second one, and then they ran a little bit of motion for that 55-yard strike that was from Pig to Graff, and missed a PAT, and it stands at 6-0 where we are right now.
So they go 60 yards?
60.
On what, just 3 plays?
3 plays.
Right there, yeah. Cooper Frisk, the
Because
quarterback.
I was incredibly impressed with the patience at the quarterback because they collapsed on him quick, and to lob that over the line, that was where I thought the play developed as well.
Yeah, and Pig has been under some pressure, Mike, so he had to think about that a little bit, felt him coming, and hung right in there. Frisk looking to throw the ball. He throws it over to the left side and just a little bit too high for his intended wide receiver. That's Aiden Ussery. Frisk has just been a tiny bit off target so far in this one, but the Central secondary they'll make you be pinpoint accurate with Black, Fowler, Schweiss, Foster and company back there. Twins to the right. One man off to the left side. Running back, Tyler Crater. And they've got a wingback off to that left side as well. He'll go in motion to the right. That's Aiden Kench. Swing pass over to the right. Vandeven has it. Vandeven, though, is not even able to get back to the original line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 1 for Vandeven as Max Woods read that from his middle linebacker spot.
It almost looked like as deep as the receiver was, they might be trying to set up a double pass. Like I said, he kind of looked downfield when he caught it. I don't think his intentions were to throw it initially, but that's one of those things. If they do it later on and Central sees that and comes up, you might have a double pass.
It's actually the first completion for Frisk, and so he has 1 completion for a negative 2 yards. Frisk deploys 2 wides to each side now on a 3rd and 12, and they'll try that tunnel screen over to the left side, but Central says, you know what? We saw that on our offensive end. We're used to that, and Ussery is stacked up right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Central's been pretty impressive in the early goings with their team speed defensively. They really converge on the ball well.
Boy, they have those secondary players run to the ball. That's what Coach was telling me, but the linebackers do too.
Yes.
A lot of folks talk about a front 7. Well, the back 7 look pretty good too for Central.
All 11 looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Frisk has that snap lobbed back to him. He has to evade somebody, rushes up the middle, finds a little bubble in the oncoming rushers, and then kicks it away. And, Mike, that's a weird-looking snap back to the punter. That's allowing those Central players to rush in and put pressure under Frisk when he's trying to punt that away.
The first time I saw it, I thought, well, that was a miscue, but now you've seen 2 in a row. And you're right, they're just like little parachutes that come back there, and it is giving Central time to put some pressure on. Great job, honestly, to step up and find that bubble you described it as to get the punt away, and Central's got to start at their own 35, where it looked like they may have way better field position than that. I hope they don't have to punt a whole lot from a Jefferson perspective, but if they do, I want to keep watching that and see if the same thing happens.
Yeah, Pig back in the gun, and once again he scoops it off the ground. Breaks one tackle, now two. That wasn't Pig, that was August Black running the Wildcat. An 8-yard gain, so they throw a little wrinkle at him right there.
Tell you, the feeling that Pig's done so far in this ball game, you might think that he might be a pretty good shortstop.
Yeah, and August Black too right there.
Yes.
Let's mention something. Jake Bridges is an assistant on this team. He owns all the passing records for Central. He had a tremendous career at Missouri Valley playing college football, and he is actually the play caller for Central now. Corey Schweiss has kind of moved over, and he counsels him. But Jake Bridges calls the plays, and now here's Pig once again scooping it off the ground and rushing up the middle. You know, the last time I checked, that pigskin is oblong. One of these times it might not bounce straight to the quarterback.
That's the thing about those footballs. They usually don't bounce very true. And sooner or later it's going to hit on those edges and bounce the wrong way.
So you've got the snaps rolling back to the Central players. You've got the lobs going to the punter for Jefferson. That could create a big play at some point for the defense.
Oh, yeah. That's one of those things is a post-practice drill.
Central at its own 46 with a 1st and 10 here. And Brody Cole goes in motion left to the right side. Oh, and a spin move by Karis Foster. Dances around another man and nudges his way forward for 7 yards. Those were kind of some of those evasive skills that you were talking about in pregame, Mike Reeves, out of Karis Foster.
The ability to miss tackles. I'm sure it's a learned skill to some degree, but there's an awful lot of just given ability that allows you to do that. It gained him an extra 2 to 3 yards. Nothing spectacular there, but it puts in a defender's head next time you go to tackle him, this guy's not going to come down easily. I mean, that was a remarkable move. By the way, guys, the snap there was perfect, and did you see how much cleaner that play looked? Because the snap was where it was supposed to be.
That'll help matters, won't it? It's a 2nd and 4. Pig gets a clean snap this time. It's low, but it's not on the turf, and he dives forward for a yard. You know, we talk about Karis Foster and some of the moves that he has. You think maybe he watched Job Bryant play football a time or two? Job didn't have the tremendous straight line 40 speed, but he had the can't tackle me, miss me skills that all coaches love, and now he's on a full ride scholarship at SEMO. It's a 3rd and 4 for Central. Pig is back in the gun. He's got one running back flanked off just to his right side and 2 wide receivers to each side. It's August Black in the backfield with him. Pig with a long count, barks it out. Black becomes the lead blocker. Pig stumbles forward, and I think he just got across that 1st down marker. Needed 3, and I think he got 4.
Their back's doing a great job blocking for Pig. The previous play was just a little kick-out block on the outside linebacker, and Pig picked up about 4 on that, and now they just run a little isolation play up on the right side like that and pick up the 1st down.
We've come to the end of the 1st quarter. It's Central 6, Jefferson nothing. We're back after this on Parkland Sports Live.
Why do so many people like working at the Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center?
The pay is awesome. What we do for our clients is awesome. The coworkers that we have, the staff, everybody is just, they're all welcoming.
I feel very supported. It's a great network of people that we have working here. We really work together, I think, to try to improve the lives of those that we serve.
The insurance is phenomenal. The cost is minimal. They're good to us. And the benefits are so great, you can't beat it.
Apply today.
Thanks so much for joining us on Parkland Sports Live in week number 2 in the Missouri high school football season. Jefferson at their home field here, Central on the road. The Rebels lead at 6-0. And Coach, really, we've only seen one big play out of the offense. That was a 55-yard touchdown. But for the first time, Central's now starting to put together a drive. They've moved the sticks a couple times here.
Yeah, they're mixing a pass in with the run, kind of making Jefferson play them honestly, and they're having success in both passing and running the ball. Like I said, the back's done a great job of blocking for the quarterback here the last couple of plays, and as a result, they got a 1st and 10.
They've moved the line of scrimmage a little bit in the last few plays. Would you believe that the Central offensive line gives up 50 pounds a man to the defensive front for Jefferson. It looked like it there because that's a loss of 3 yards to Nick Fowler. But right in the middle of that defensive front, you've got the 310-pound Aiden Allen. He's flanked by Josh Thierrett at 230 and Troy Jefferson at 265. I mean, they've got some beef down there.
Yes, they do, and that can cause some problems trying to seal them off for some running up the middle like that. But Central's got a couple of big kids on their line, too, on both sides.
Silas Richardson checks in at 265. He's the largest among them. And now here's a snap that does get by the quarterback. It's on the ground. Jefferson says they have it, and they do. So the first big turnover of the game. Jefferson gets it. Gavin Green covers it up, and here's another look at the play. They've had trouble snapping that back there.
Yes, they hit a low. That there one was just off center. Quarterback wasn't able to field it, and then he wasn't able to recover the botch snap, and as a result, Central's got great field position on, their 36-yard line.
Jacob Towers doing such a great job for us, hitting those replays on some of those big plays, and for Jefferson, that could lead to their first score. We'll see. They've got it at the Central 36-yard line.
Yeah, this has got to be playing in Jefferson's mind about the field position like they had last week.
Cooper Frisk fakes it, keeps it, hustles it up the middle, stays on his feet. He's inside of the 30 down to the 26-yard line. It's a gain of 10 yards for Cooper Frisk. He is actually flanked by a pair of Craters. They're right in the running for fastest player on the team as well. You've got Tyler Crater, the senior, with a 4.840. Brandon Crater, even faster, the junior, runs about a 4.7. And he had two of them in the backfield with him, and they go with the same alignment here with the older brother Tyler just off the right hip of Frisk, and then Brandon in that kind of wingback position just a little bit further out. One wide receiver to the right, two to the left. Frisk barks it out on a 1st and 10. It's a straight quarterback, keep up the middle. He spins out of a tackle. He's looking for the 20, breaks to the outside 15, Frisk to the 10, Frisk down to the 5, and muscled out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. And that'll be a pickup of 23 yards for Cooper Frisk. And, Coach, we saw a little power, a little elusiveness, and a little bit of speed, all out of Frisk right there.
Yeah, a lot of elusiveness. I tell you what, he even left a couple of Central's kids are going fast here.
They want to go fast. Frisk tucking in behind the line, and the lead blocker dives for the end zone, and he's got it. A 3-yard touchdown plunge by Cooper Frisk. At the 10:27 mark of the second quarter, we're tied at 6. And, Coach, it all started with the botched snap exchange back and the turnover.
Like I started to say a while ago, that's got to be dwelling in Jefferson's minds last week, all the field position they had in their game that they won big, and suddenly there they are on their own 36-yard line, 1st and 10, and they took definite advantage of it.
Frisk actually going to stay at the quarterback spot and go for 2. Well, you say, it's tied at 6. Why don't they kick the extra point and go for the lead? We'll tell you coming up. Frisk, the quarterback, leads the troops on this two-point conversion attempt. He has Tyler Crater behind him, wants to throw it, fires to the end zone. Oh, and then it goes in and out of the hands of Noah Beeler. He had it in the end zone. Well, Jefferson feels like they have a tremendous kicker on this team. However, Dakota French blew out his ACL. They feel like he has enough talent to maybe to be a Division I kicker someday, but he can't play probably all year because he blew his knee out. That's why they go for 2 every time. We're tied at 6, 10:27 remaining, and before half, and we're back after this timeout on Parkland Sports Live. Well, Cooper Frisk scored the touchdown, and he's on there to kick it away as well for Jefferson. I'm going to go down to Mike Reeves after this play. Mike had a A vantage point right there on the field as Frisk ran that big run over on that right side to set up the touchdown. It was a big run of 23 yards and showed us a little bit of everything on that run. Karis Foster, one of the return men for Central. This is going to be a squib kick, though, and it's taken back to the 46-yard line. That was an up man for Central that time in Dakota Bowers. Mike, we know Cooper Frisk is a run-pass guy. He sure looked good with his legs on that possession, and in fact, he hit his wide receiver for the two-point conversion. He just dropped it.
Now, what I liked, guys, on the run, the one that set up the touchdown, getting that corner and getting the yardage there, that's so big. On the touchdown run, guys, what a job up front. He just got behind the big boys and said, take me in. They did that, and guys, on that two-point conversion, that's got to be two. You got to catch that ball. That's perfectly executed. He just dropped it, and because of that, we're still tied at 6.
Pig marks it out. The quarterback puts it in the belly of August Black. He's caught in the backfield and thrown backwards. He stays on his feet, though, and he looks for the left corner, and now he's over to the sideline, and he turns lemons into lemonade right there on that one. That was going to be about a -8 yards in the backfield. Somehow he stayed upright and turned it into a positive.
Spun out of it and ended up picking up about 6 yards.
You don't coach that type of stuff, right?
Oh, yes. You teach them everything. That's the thing you enjoy as a coach, seeing his kids being able to do something like that. Like you said, turn lemons into lemonade.
Yeah. 10 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in our second quarter. We're tied at 6. Good competitive contest here at Jefferson R7. Central on the road here in week number 2. And that snap once again rolls back to the quarterback. August Black breaks through the middle. He lunges to the outside, and he's picked up 17 yards down to the Jefferson 40-yard line. Well, Black had a sensational carry of 6 yards where he ran about 30. And now there's a 17-yard rip. He's got 3 carries and 31 yards in this ball game. He had a nice opener. He rushed 14 times for 170 yards in their Week 1 win against Owensville.
Well, he really looked quick coming off the ball, that carrier.
And he's got another first down just outside of the 40-yard line. They mark him right about the 41. They go to August Black again. Maybe this is his drive. He spins forward for a gain of 3 or 4 and caught in the middle of the field by Tyler Crater. And we'll give him a 4-yard gain right there. Black with 4 carries and 35 yards. Black is just a sophomore, and he was one of those few guys. He made it on the field as a freshman. He wasn't the center of the offense, but when he touched the ball, you knew it. Explosive things could happen. 9:05 and counting down here in the first half, and we're tied at 6. Coming up at the half, we'll have our Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center halftime show. 2nd and 6 for Central. Give us to Karis Foster this time, and Foster is waylaid at the line of scrimmage. I mean, he is ripped and put down on the ground. Evan Botkin coming up in safety help. Was that a safety blitz, Coach, or did he just
know what it was.
Just happen to arrive in time?
Whatever it was, Jefferson got tired of him running up the middle on him like that.
They did.
Stop to it.
Again, a loss of 2 right there. Brings up a 3rd and 8. See what Jake Bridges has in his bag right here. 8:20 and counting down. 6-6 score. 55-yard touchdown for Central. A 3-yard plunge on the ground for Jefferson. Pig back in the shotgun. Hit as he throws it. Throws it down the left sideline. I don't know if that could have been caught by Karis Foster or not, but it was a little bit long and a little bit wide, and it brings up a 4th down for Central. The calculus has changed a little bit in modern football in terms of when you go for it. If you're inside of your opponent's 40, a lot of teams now will just go for it. What's your thinking on the matter?
Well, I'll tell you what, it depends on your confidence in the kids. You know, if you've got something you think's going to work, hey, why not? I mean, you punt it, you might gain 19 yards if the ball gets in the end zone, so why not go for it?
You got twins to each side here for Central, or you could do that, right?
Yeah. That'll definitely help out your chances of getting a first down. Move it 5 yards up. They're going to need about 2 more yards for a first down.
Makes it a lot easier. Opens the playbook for you there, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So the 4th and 7 turns into a 4th and 2 for Central as Jefferson jumps early that time. Central brings in a fullback right here as well. Max Woods comes from that tight end position to a fullback position. You've got Pig down under center, and August Black becomes the I-back here. Central trying to get more men to the right side. Long count. Black has it. Right side block. Black pulling people down to the 22-yard line, and a little power football for Central right there on a gain of 11 yards.
There was a big overload on the right side. They motioned one guy over and put him on the end line of scrimmage, and they brought another man over, put him over the right guard, and gave the ball, and it was just outmanned him.
Coach, in my time watching football around this area, Coach Schweiss, in my opinion, does as good a job as anybody. I'll tell you right after this play, as they'll go with the I formation once again. They've got a fullback here, and August Black is the tailback. And they've got an extra blocker over that left guard as Black runs it again and dives forward for a 7-yard gain. Coach Schweiss doesn't really have an offense, like a Coach Schweiss offense. He takes a look at the talent he has every year, and then he fashions the offense around what they do best, and he can have a lot. He can have a Maryland I with 3 I-backs. He can go spread. He can go pro set. They really do a lot of different varied things trying to match it up with the talent they have.
Well, a good coach, that's exactly what they do. I mean, everybody's got their own ideal offensive system or whatever they want to run, but if you don't have the people to do it, it's hard to do.
Here's the snap, in and out of Pig's hands. Once again, there's a fight for the football, and Brody does cover it this time, but it's a loss of 10 yards.
You know, he's had some bad snaps coming back low or off center, but that one I think was a definite fieldable ball. It just, he might have taken his eyes off of it and just fumbled the ball. That's just one of those things that happen.
It's definitely been a problem in this game, though, just getting that ball safely into the quarterback's hands. 6 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in our second quarter. We're tied at 6, and here's a 3rd and long for Central. And they have it at the 26-yard line of the Jefferson Blue Jays.
Hey, guys, when you watch a snap that's executed perfectly, it looks really easy. But when you're down there, it's not as easy as they make it look sometimes. Tonight, it doesn't look easy. It's been a chore.
It has. This one's high. Pig grabs it, looks to the left side. They're trying to set up a screen. They do to August Black. He picks up a block. He's to the 20, breaks the tackle. He's inside of the 15, down to the 12-yard line. So a 3rd and long becomes a 1st down and a gain of 15 yards on that screen to Black on the left side. Pretty nifty play call right there.
Oh, yes.
66 yards passing for Brody Pig. August Black contributing in the running game and the passing game now. And a good snap started the whole thing.
Good offensive call that last play. Jefferson figuring it's going to be something thrown way downfield, and instead they threw a nice little screen pass.
Now Central will run that capital I. I know Jake always liked to call it the Maryland I. Ralph Friedgen used to run that when he was coach of the Terrapins, but they'll just go a straight I with 2 lead blockers. Black, though, dives forward for a modest gain of just a yard. Central just trying to get more men at the point of attack than Jefferson can muster, but they were equal to the task right there. You start with 310 pounds in the middle of that defense. That's not a bad place to start. Here's another capital I set. They'll pitch it this time to Black. He's trying to get to the outside, and he's swarmed by the Blue Jays. A whole flock of them right there to bring him down. Great play by Jefferson. Aiden Kench delivered the big hit on a loss of 2.
Jefferson kind of said, "You're not going to fire the ball down our throats with that stacked eye."
They've kind of stiffened up a little bit. Some of those running attempts. 3rd and 10 coming up. The line of scrimmage is just outside of the 11-yard line. Clock continues to roll at 4:37 and counting down. The play clock at 8. And Corey Schweiss calls a timeout. We'll step aside with him. Tied at 6. Central football. They've got a 3rd and 10 at the 11-yard line. We're back after this on Parkland Sports Live.
We got small town pride, big time selection. When you need a truck, we hope you point to Pettis. We provide the best service and the best price. We make sure we do what's right, make you a customer for life. We're locally owned, locally operated. When you need a truck, well, don't make it complicated. Just point to Pettis. We're here to answer every question. We got small town pride and a big time selection.
Well, Jason Lowry and Mark Toady started the Parkland podcast, about a year and a half ago. And they bring you the Parkland podcast live every Saturday morning on Facebook and YouTube. Local events, news, sports interviews with local newsmakers. If it's happening in the Parkland, you'll hear about it on the Parkland podcast. Live every Saturday morning, available to stream or download wherever you get your podcasts. I approached them after they started up because they were doing such a great job. And I said, how about we do some football on the Parkland podcast? They said, no thanks. Then they called me back and they said, let's try it. And we had just a fun season last year doing the entire regular season. We're back for season 2 this year and having a lot of fun here through week 2. We're back from the timeout now, 4:32 remaining in the second quarter. We're tied at 6, Central on the road at Jefferson R7. August Black off the right hip of Brody Pig. Karis Foster is a wide receiver to the left side. He's going to run a slant. They'll come back, though, against the grain and complete this one to Nick Fowler. A well-run play, a well-designed play, and a well-timed play. The only problem was Aiden Ussery did a tremendous job sniffing it out, and they gained 7. Great job by Ussery to prevent the touchdown right there. And Central's looking at a 4th and 3. They can get a first down inside of the 2-yard line. They go with a straight I setup. Max Woods is the fullback. August Black is the tailback. Pigs under center. Motion man Cosby left to the right side. They'll run some more motion over there, and he'll line up behind that right guard. They give us to Black, and he is pounded down behind the line of scrimmage with the full force of Troy Jefferson. Jefferson had a coming out party last week with 3 tackles for loss and 2 sacks, and he showed up in week number 2 with a huge 4th down stop. Jefferson football. Let's look at that one again if we can. Nope, don't have it this time. But what a big play that time by Troy Jefferson, Coach.
The only bad thing for Jefferson on that play is they got poor field position, but it's better to have poor field position than to be down 6 or 7 more points.
There you go.
Guys, can you tell from that angle you have up there how fast he got off the line of scrimmage on that play? It's almost like he went with the snap count.
It was a blue blur, Mike.
And guys, he's doing it at 265. Quarterback, Frisk. His heels sitting just inside of his own 3-yard line. Crater behind him. The tailback. They want to throw a bomb right here, and they sail this one down to Beeler, who grabs it and races all the way to the 50-yard line. Tremendous play and a gain of 46 yards on the well-timed and well-placed bomb.
Nice ball, nice catch. What a nice play to get him out of the hole.
A lot of times on that quick change, if you have good field position, you'll do that. They said, let's go ahead and do it inside our own 10. How about that?
Now that takes a little bit guts there.
And now here's the quarterback, Frisk. He's racing off to the left side. Finds a little hole. He's down to the 42-yard line. And there's a gain of 7 yards for Cooper Frisk. So Cooper's shown us his arm and his legs the last 2 plays. Frisk, Coach, had completed 2 passes for a negative 2 yards. And with the 46-yard completion, he now has 44 yards passing.
Just a matter of time when you got somebody like that.
And Beeler showing some good speed out there and good hands. I didn't see the call. Have they indicated it yet?
They're marching off against Jefferson. I don't know what.
And there's the hold as they
holding,
indicated.
Okay, 10 yards.
3 penalties on Jefferson for 25 yards. And Mike Reeves, I believe we're going to hear from Corey Schweiss as we go out off the field at the half, if I remember right.
That is the plan, and we'll make sure and get his thoughts with a couple of questions before they get to the locker room.
Okay. Frisk had a good 9-yard gain that time, or a 7-yard gain, but it was nullified on that holding penalty. So it's Frisk in the backfield once again with Tyler Crater, his running back with him. They put a man in motion. Think about the jet sweep, but the ball comes loose as Frisk really never could decide on whether he wanted to give or keep, and the mesh point kind of got all coagulated in there, and the ball went on the ground, and they lose 4 yards.
I think he decided to keep. I mean, that's a tough thing for the back who's the mesh man like that, is if he's going to stick it in my gut and let it there, or if he's going to pull it out. And whenever he did pull it out, there was a little bit of slippery-itis at the ball hit the turf, but fortunately for Jefferson, they were able to come up for it.
I'm going to steal that word from you, I think. Slippery-itis.
Slippery-itis, yes.
Do you remember the option?
That's a coaching term.
Right, it's a coaching term.
Yeah.
Do you remember the option that Wake Forest ran a few years ago with Dave Clausen? That they always had a super slow mesh point. They called it the claw fence. Frisk chucks this one downfield. He was under heavy pressure from Cosby, and it's incomplete. But they had Sam Hartman as the quarterback before he transferred to Notre Dame. They always had that super slow mesh point, kind of like that.
I'm debating between slippery-itis and coagulated. I'm trying to figure out which one I like best.
And claw fence. I'll go with slippery-itis because I've never heard that one before. Twins to the left here. You've got Crater in the backfield. And the wingback, Aiden Kench, is quite often the motion man. He'll line up at the wing to the right side. It's a 3rd and 16 here for Jefferson. Jefferson took over inside of their own 10-yard line. They threw a 46-yard bomb, but on a 3rd and long, they'll run the football this time with Frisk. I wonder if that means that they had planned on going for it on 4th down. It's a good gain by Frisk of 9 yards.
Well, again, they're on the positive side of the 50, and a tough call. You get Central in. We've got how much time left? We've got almost 2 minutes to go and a half yet.
So wouldn't you rather have...
Again, they're lined up. He's going to have the option to maybe drop back.
He barks it out. This is what he did last time.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to give Central a short field with 157. You'd rather force them to drive
Looks like they're going to run a play.
Sure does. Twins to each side. Running back there, Frisk looking for the curl route, and he's got it for a 1st down to Ussery. Tremendous execution right there. They needed 6, and they picked up 10. Right on the money by Cooper Frisk. That keeps the drive alive, but, Coach, more importantly, under 2 minutes, it keeps the ball away from Central.
Plus, Jefferson's got an opportunity to score here right before the half.
2 wides to the right, 1 man off to the left side. We've also got a wing back off to the right there. Snaps a little high. Frisk hauls it in, looking downfield. Good protection, breaks the pocket, and dances out of bounds at about the 38. Boy, that must have been just masterful coverage downfield because
he had a lot of time. Looks like they lost about a half a yard on that.
Did they? I mean, he had an entire study hall to try to complete that thing.
Chad, I think he even looked up here to see if you were open.
I think he did. But you had me covered, so
yes,
he didn't throw it. 1:25 remaining in the first half. Tied at 6. It's been a defensive battle. These two teams combined for nearly 90 points last week, but they only allowed a combined 7. So the defense has played well. Frisk looking deep. He's got a man. He already completed a bomb to this guy earlier, but Beeler is just a little bit short. Frisk overthrew him by just a little bit, but Frisk showed us his arm, Coach. He released that ball from the 45 and threw it about 8 yards deep in the end zone. He threw that ball about 54 yards.
That was a cannon getting rid of that thing. I tell you what, I bet both quarterbacks do play baseball. Central's quarterback, a good shortstop. Obviously, Frisk must be a pitcher.
Beeler had about a step on his defenders too there. 79 seconds remaining in the first half. This is a 3rd and 11 for Jefferson. They fake it to Crater, and Frisk is brought down after just a 2-yard gain. Good work by Cosby right there. That's Chad Cosby from that linebacker spot. Brings up a 4th and long here, but now you're down to the Central 37-yard line, 35-yard line.
Yeah.
Time is ticking away. We're at 55 seconds. If you're Jefferson, don't you want this to run as low as you can get it?
Going to let the 25-second clock probably run down.
Call a timeout maybe?
Quite possibly. They can't take them with you.
10 seconds on the play clock. 39 on the game clock, and you see Coach Atley right close to the official right there, and indeed that's what they do. Coming up here in just a few, we'll have your Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center halftime show. We'll run over some of the other games going on around our area. We'll break down the stats, get Coach's opinion of the first half of play, and we'll start off your Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center halftime show with Mike Reeves, who will have just a quick chat with Coach Corey Schweiss coming off the field. I don't know, we'll maybe get the band involved a little bit. We'll see. Thank some sponsors along the way, like Ryan Blankenship Insurance Agency, First State Community Bank, Matt Stroud Excavating, and Hub's Pub. You can watch Parkland Sports Live all season long at Hub's Pub. Hey, it's a win-win. Go get some nice drinks, get some nice food, get some great service. Watch Parkland Sports Live. Pretty good deal.
Good place to eat.
Yeah, it is
play
a good
there
place.
When I play golf over that way, we usually stop and have a nice dinner afterwards.
You told me that you're getting good at golf. Was that just a golf story, or is it true?
No comment. Some days good, some days bad.
Yeah. But it only takes a few good shots to keep you coming back, though.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Usually only about one good shot.
Just
will make
one
me
is
come
enough?
Back,
Okay.
It's a lot of fun.
Here's a 4th and 11. Cooper Frisk running the show for this Jefferson operation. He'll put 2 wide receivers to the right side and 2 more back to the left. That's Noah Beeler on the left side. Noah's run some good routes tonight. Crater is a running back off the right hip of Frisk, but with a 4th and 11 here, don't expect him to get the ball. Frisk rolls to his right side. It's an out route complete for a first down. What a tremendous throw that time. The pass was complete to Logan Vandeven on a gain of 13 yards. And Central once again keeps the ball away, or I beg your pardon, Jefferson once again keeps the ball away from Central. Vandeven with his second grab of the ball game. And a timeout now by Jefferson. 24 seconds left. So Jefferson, coach, really has no kicking game to speak of. They don't even try PATs. So you're not playing for a field goal right here. You're looking for a touchdown if you're Jefferson.
Yes, it's their passing game been working pretty well, but then again, the quarterback with the wheels he's got, run everybody off and turn him loose. It's tough to defend.
So maybe with 1 timeout still left and 24 seconds left, maybe go 4 verticals, watch the defense backpedal, and send Frisk up the middle.
Little quarterback draw of some sort, either intentional or unintentional. Like I said, a couple of times tonight he's turned it up inside and picked up some big yards. Most of the time it's a called run for him, though.
Mike Reeves with really not hardly any swings in momentum here tonight. How have the sidelines been?
Very much like you would think they have been. I mean, it's a close game, it's a tight game, it's an intense game.
Yeah.
But neither team, you could tell, nobody feels like they've got an upper hand because they don't. There's both sides, I think, by listening, they think they're doing things well on certain aspects, but there's so much they want to clean up on others, and it sounded that way on both sides.
Here's Cooper Frisk on a 1st and 10. Jefferson has it at the Central 25-yard line. Frisk looking for one of his wideouts, looking to the right, comes back to the left. Now he is going to run. As Coach Stolzer said, he's dangerous in that respect. Gets down to the 21-yard line. A gain of 4 for Frisk.
Okay, they used their final timeout.
And with just 14 seconds left, they use their final timeout. We'll stay right here. Mike, you've been over on the Central sideline. Have you heard any chatter or any practice or any instruction on the center to quarterback exchange?
Not at this point, because almost the whole time I've been over, it's felt like they've been on defense. So everything's been related to what they're trying to do defensively. Chad, I'm thinking about something you talked about just a minute ago, and it was great information you shared. How much does Jefferson miss having their elite kicker in this situation, in this game, where you could have very easily been setting up for field goal range and a chance to go up 3, and that option's completely off the table based on everything we've been told.
Yeah, and Mike, we saw a guy last week where you'd be looking for 3 points right here.
Oh, without a doubt. Once somebody is hit from 46, you're pretty comfortable they can, anything 40 and in, you're going to feel real good about. But the game changes a lot. And, Coach, you brought it up last week that high schools, for the most part, have gotten so much better at the kicking game. But we're watching a game tonight where the kicking game looks a lot more like it did 20 or 25 years ago where, hey, points off your foot are rare.
Yes.
So it's going to be a little bit different tonight. And obviously you're not thinking field goal here. They're going to have 14 seconds to try to hit pay dirt.
That's always a nice weapon to have if you've got a kicker who can who's got a little good accuracy and a long foot.
We were referencing Cole Mullins, our player to point to from North County, who
Yes.
slammed home a 46-yarder, school record last week. So 14 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. We're tied at 6. Cooper Frisk looking at a 2nd and 6 from the central 21-yard line. Frisk rolls to his left side, fires it just over the top of the outstretched, leaping hands of Noah Beeler. And now with 9 seconds left, you're looking at 1, maybe 2 plays here for the Jefferson Blue Jays. They've got a 3rd and 6, but down in distance doesn't really matter as much. They basically have 2 plays to get in the end zone here.
Maybe 2. It depends. Yeah. If he scrambles a lot, he catches the ball inbounds, the receiver, are they going to throw it to the end zone?
Or if he runs, that's it.
Yes. It's a do or die if he does run.
He'll draw his wide receivers closer to the hash marks here. And Central says, let's talk this one over. Let's step aside this time. And we'll be back with this 3rd down with 9 seconds left after this timeout on Parkland Sports Live.
When comfort matters, count on Kapias Heating and Cooling. Proudly serving St. Francis and surrounding counties, they are your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer, delivering top-quality heating and cooling solutions for your home or business. Founded in 2004 by Chuck Kapias, a family-owned and operated company that you can trust. Visit KapiasHeatingandCooling.com today. Kapias Heating and Cooling in Farmington, 756-1224.
Well, we're 9 seconds away from our Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center halftime show. Providing mental health services since 1903 in Farmington, serving over 350 patients with over 1,000 employees, one of the largest employers in St. Francis County and growing. Find out how you can become a part of their family by scheduling an interview today at dmh.mo.gov or call 573-218-6800. Their hiring manager, Rick Kapias. Go see Rick and learn about some of the positions that they have that will fit your skill set. Here's a 3rd and 6 for Jefferson. And they've got it at the central 21-yard line. 9 seconds remaining. Frisk looking deep, breaks the pocket, tries to run it up the middle. And that's where our half will conclude. 6-6 is our halftime score. It's been a half that really ended up being dominated by the defenses.
Yes, we had started out being dominated. Both teams 3 and out the first couple of possessions, and then Central took the lead, and then Jefferson came back.
And let's go down to Mike, who has Corey Schweiss.
Impressions of the first half, just in general.
Well, it's a lot of what I expected. I thought this would be a really tight football game. You know, they've got a pretty good squad over there. They've got a pretty good squad over there. Momentum's a real thing, and obviously when we had that snap to get through a while ago, they killed all the momentum that we had, and they took advantage of that.
General thoughts on how you're doing against their big guys up front?
I think it's kind of where everybody's kind of holding their own. I'm curious to see what happens here in the second half, but I don't think really either team's got a big advantage up front. I think both teams are kind of stalemating each other.
See you after the game.
All right, thanks, Mike.
All right.
Back up to you.
Thank you, Mike. Mike Reeves with the head coach for the Central Rebels, Corey Schweiss. We'll hear from Matt Atlee when we come back and just about get ready for play to start that second half. We'll continue with your Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center halftime show. We'll have your stats, a breakdown of how the first half went. We'll get coaches maybe adjustments for the second half of play and more. And we'll do that on the other side of this timeout on Parkland Sports Live. We're at the half, Central at Jefferson, and we're tied at 6.
Why do so many people like working at the Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center?
The pay is awesome. What we do for our clients is awesome. The coworkers that we have, the staff, everybody is just, they're all welcoming.
I feel very supported. It's a great network of people that we have working here. We really work together, I think, to try to improve the lives of those that we serve.
The insurance is phenomenal. The cost is minimal. They're good to us, and and the benefits are so great, you can't beat it.
Apply today.
When comfort matters, count on Kapias Heating and Cooling. Proudly serving St. Francis and surrounding counties, they are your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer, delivering top quality heating and cooling solutions for your home or business. Founded in 2004 by Chuck Kapias, a family-owned and operated company that you can trust. Visit KapiasHeatingandCooling.com today. Kapias Heating and Cooling in Farmington, 756-1224.
We got small town pride, big time selection. When you need a truck, we hope you point to Pettis. We provide the best service and the best price. We make sure we do what's right, make you a customer for life. We're locally owned, locally operated. When you need a truck, well, don't make it complicated. Just point to Pettis. We're here to answer every question. We got small town pride and a big time selection.
Do you often ask others to repeat themselves? Is the TV volume creeping up higher? Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Melton, and it could be time to have your hearing checked. Hearing loss happens gradually, making it hard to notice. At Hearing Care Partners, we offer thorough hearing evaluations that uncover even subtle changes in your hearing over time. Early detection can improve your hearing and your life. Start prioritizing your hearing today. Schedule your appointment now at hearingcarepartners.com. At Hearing Care Partners, we listen so you can hear.
Since 1941, Boozenbark Flooring has been Southeast Missouri's trusted name in flooring. This family-owned business features top quality carpet, tile, and hardwood, along with countertops, kitchens, and bathrooms, all with expert installation. Need to haul it? Boozenbark Trailer Sales has you covered. Come see the large selection of dump trailers, equipment haulers, goosenecks, livestock trailers, and more. Visit BoozenbarkFlooring.com and BoozenbarkTrailersales.com, or stop by and see everything at the Fairgrounds exit on Highway 67.
Life can feel like an uphill climb, but no one has to face it alone. Everest Counseling, based in Farmington, has been empowering individuals and families for over 20 years, offering support through life's toughest challenges. Specializing in at-risk youth and serving rural communities, the experienced and compassionate team provides the guidance and the tools necessary to thrive. Whether you're dealing with stress, anxiety, trauma, family conflicts, or just need someone to talk to, Everest Counseling provides personalized services to meet your needs. Contact Everest Counseling today at 573-330-4452.
Thanks for joining us on Parkland Sports Live on this week 2 of the high school football season. And we're here at the Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center halftime show. Central on the road at Jefferson, tied at 6. And, Coach, we've seen both teams move the ball a little bit, but scoring certainly has been at a premium. For Central, a couple of factors maybe have cost them opportunity of points. A turnover where the center to quarterback exchange hasn't been super clean has perhaps cost them a few opportunities. Plus, they got stopped at the 8-yard line on downs where they maybe had an opportunity to punch one in, but Jefferson got tough right there. So a couple of, I don't know if I might say turning points because we haven't had a lot of swings in the game, but certainly a couple of factors that have contributed to our stalemate here at 6 apiece.
It's really been a slugfest so far. I mean, every aspect of the game that you look at indicates why it's 6-6 on the scoreboard right now. Like you said, both teams had some things they couldn't capitalize on. Central had that long drive, got down inside the 10 in the red zone there and couldn't punch it in. And then, of course, Jefferson started going. They got down. I think they just ran out of time. Otherwise, it might have been a 12 or 13 or 14 to 6 lead at halftime. But defensively, both teams been doing some good things. Offensively, big plays out of their skilled people. It's been a slugfest. It's been a very even ball game so far.
August Black is about halfway to 100. He actually had 52 yards. Well, he actually had 54 yards rushing. But then he got a -2 and a -3, and so now he's below a half 100 right now. But August Black certainly has been a dynamic rusher. Brody Pigg has thrown for 73 yards, but the first one he completed went 55 yards to Devin Graff. That's where their score came from. Jefferson really is the only team that's kind of driven the ball the entire way and then put it in the end zone. It was a 3-yard plunge by Cooper Frisk. Frisk has completed 5 passes for 67 yards. He's had 13 runs for 53 yards. And they ask a lot out of this young man, and he gives this team a lot.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's a threat throwing the ball, threat passing the ball. It's then when you try and gang up on him, somebody else takes it and burns you. Same way with Central. I mean, Central's quarterback's been doing very good, and all of a sudden they'll give it to the running back. And
we've seen Noah Beeler run a couple of good routes. He caught that 46-yard ball out at midfield when Central had them kind of pinned back deep in their own territory after the turnover on downs. But then we also saw Beeler get open in the end zone. He had about a step and a half on the defenders, and Frisk just threw it a little bit too long for him.
Just overthrew him by a few steps.
Let's take a look at some of the other numbers in the ballgame. They're very close. 124 total yards for Jefferson, 119 yards for Central. August Black with 49 yards rushing on 9 tries. Brody Pigg has 7 carries for a -1, but it's a little bit deceptive because he's been sacked a few times when that snap exchange hasn't been very effective. Pigg, though, has completed 4 balls for 73 yards, that 55-yard touchdown included. He has thrown complete to 4 different receivers. Graff had the 55-yard touchdown grab, August Black for 15, then Karis Foster had one for 6, and Nick Fowler caught one for 7. The Blue Jays, as we said, have 53 yards rushing from Cooper Frisk. You combine everybody else who's ran the ball, which comprises only Tyler Crater, and he has 2 carries for 4 yards. Frisk has completed 5 balls on 9 tries for 67 yards. Logan Vandeman has a pair of catches for 11 yards, 2 grabs for Aiden Ussery for 10 yards, and then the big ball to Noah Beeler, complete for 46 yards. That's what the numbers look like. They're pretty even. A couple of turnovers by Central has helped to keep this game at a 6-6 stalemate. Coach, as you looked at what the teams did in the first half, what do you envision the coaches are going through right now and talking about?
Well, they're going to talk about what's working good for them, and of course, you can't really work on the center quarterback exchange from the shotgun right now. That's something that's going to have to be dealt with during the week, and as you elaborated, Central put a new center in just to kind of combat the nose guard that Jefferson playing against them, and that's certainly understandable. You put a smaller guy against a much bigger guy like that, and he's going to eat him up. So to kind of neutralize that, Coach Schweiss put one of his bigger offensive linemen there in the center, and it's just one of those things that takes a lot of repetition practice. It's not a real difficult thing to do to snap it back there, but it's just, again, repetition. But, it's just a slugfest back and forth, and as a coach, you're going to look at things, and I think what's going to come down to, whoever wins this ball game is obviously you're going to have to execute. But I think if one or the other team makes a mistake, and both of these teams have the ability to capitalize on mistakes, that might cause the outcome of this ball game. If somebody commits like first half turnovers or something like that, mistakes, we're going to play a big part in the second half.
I've been impressed with what I've seen out of the defensive front for Jefferson. Aiden Allen is 310 in the middle, and Troy Jefferson has made some really nice plays from that defensive end possession, including that 4th down stop. Now, Central's just run the ball a little bit, but you said that you think Jefferson scouted well because when Central went to that capital I or Maryland I, Jefferson was really ready for that.
Yeah, it's just a big power formation. Central's always been a power type of offense. But obviously they had them scouted, and in their game plan they had something, worked up that it was definitely going to stop them, and it did.
Mike Reeves roaming around the field. He'll catch up with Coach Matt Atlee coming back to start the second half of play. And Mike, what were some of your impressions from the field level during that first half of play?
I like what Corey Schweiss said as he was talking about the momentum and how it changed on their one mistake that they made that set up the score. Because outside of that, there's so much even going on up front. It looks very similar on both sides of the ball. But both teams are having trouble at times moving it. Both teams have done some things that look good at times. If you were going to force me right now to pick the winner of this game, it'd be a horrible thing to do because if I was leaning one way, I like some of the things Central's doing. They made the big mistake that hurt them. So let's say both teams play clean in the second half, no mistakes. I'll favor Central. But it's not going to be one that's going to be a runaway unless somebody gives the ball away a whole bunch of times.
We'll be looking for our Domino's Pizza player of the game as this one proceeds. And we'll also be looking toward our Pettis automotive player to point to. So we'll be handing out those awards at the end of our action tonight. We'll do that on the Mac Tech postgame show. We've got the second half yet to come. We're tied at 6 at the break, and we'll be back with your second half kickoff on the other side of this time out on Parkland Sports Live.
Why do so many people like working at the Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center?
The pay is awesome. What we do for our clients is awesome. The coworkers that we have, the staff, everybody is just, they're all welcoming.
I feel very supported. It's a great network of people that we have working here. We really work together, I think, to try to improve the lives of those that we serve.
The insurance is phenomenal. The cost is minimal. They're good to us. And the benefits are so great, you can't beat it.
Apply today.
When comfort matters, count on Kapias Heating and Cooling. Proudly serving St. Francis and surrounding counties, they are your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer, delivering top quality heating and cooling solutions for your home or business. Founded in 2004 by Chuck Kapias, a family-owned and operated company that you can trust. Visit KapiasHeatingandCooling.com today. Kapias Heating and Cooling in Farmington, 756-1224.
We got small town pride, big time selection. When you need a truck, we hope you point to Pettis. We provide the best service and the best price. We make sure we do what's right, make you a customer for life. We're locally owned, locally operated. When you need a truck, well, don't make it complicated. Just point to Pettis. We're here to answer every question. We got small town pride and a big time selection.
We head down to the field level now as we get ready for the second half, and Coach Mike Reeves, joined there by the head coach for Jefferson, Matt Atlee. We'll get some of his thoughts on that first half as we're tied at 6.
What'd you think of the first there as you go to the locker room?
Well, I mean, we got to tackle better at times. We gave up a big play because we didn't tackle accordingly, and we didn't drive up on the ball. We were playing a physical team. We knew what they were going to be, and, we got to rise to the occasion.
Best of luck in the second half. We'll talk to you postgame.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Check out.
He wanted to get off and get back to those players. I told him one question. He did a good job with it.
Don't blame him, Ball. And I want to say thank you to both of these coaches for being very generous and gracious with their time with us as we prepped for tonight's broadcast as well. And Coach Stolzer, you know the time commitments that are required and demanded out of coaches. And these two guys, just absolute gentlemen, I think.
Yes, very much so. It was great we went down the field before the game started while warm-ups were taking place. And had a chance to visit with both guys, and it's always good to share a little camaraderie with those guys.
I know that you're still very active coach in the Coaches Association, and Matt Atley is a guy that helps facilitate a lot of that.
Yes, Matt is what I call our technology guy. He sets up all the Zoom meetings instead of everybody meeting at a certain location or whatever. He sets up Zoom meetings on the computers, and I usually get on with Coach Nager down in St. Genevieve because when it comes to technology, it's about like my golf game. I'm not very good at it.
But the technology, would you have loved the technology available to coaches in today's game? Doesn't that help a lot, like kind of organized preparation and things like that?
Well, that to a certain extent. The big thing that I saw that I noticed while I was still coaching was, your game films and stuff. It used to be you had to make copies of your game films, make arrangements to go change it with your opponent the following week. Now you just download it on your computer and push a couple of buttons, and they've got it in their possessions, and it's like everything else. It makes things a lot easier in many ways.
Let's check out what other games are going on tonight for MAFC teams. Hillsborough hosting SLU. Hillsborough got a big comeback victory at Moberly in week number 1. North County goes across the river. They're at Glenwood, Chatham, Illinois. That was a very close one-touchdown game last year at Bonne Terre. Windsor hosts Afton tonight. DeSoto and Perryville getting together. DeSoto 0-1, Perryville 1-0. Fredericktown at Herculaneum in a game that I think will be very competitive. Potosi is going south to Charleston. Valley goes to St. Vincent. That's always a fun matchup with the Catholic schools getting together.
Last year, St. Vinny's got them for the first time, and I forget how long it was.
Festus, as we look here, playing Windsor. St. Genevieve is playing at University City. SEMO North Squad's Farmington, who we covered in week number 1, playing at St. Clair tonight. Poplar Bluff hosts Chaminade. Cape Central's at home against St. Charles West. Jackson is playing a team out of Louisville, Ballard. So we'll see how Jackson performs there. Sykeston welcomes Dexter tonight. And then another matchups from around the area. Grandview is at Bayless. Seckman at Fox. That's always a big rivalry game with those two. Fort Zumwalt East playing at St. Pius. And Crystal City is at Louisiana. So those are the matchups of the teams all around the area tonight. Just about ready for our second half of play. And we will have coverage all year long right here on Parkland Sports Live. We'll continue to cover the Central Rebels next week as Central goes home. And Mike Reeves, this is a matchup that I'm really looking forward to because of how much fun we had last year. Fredericktown visiting Central next week.
And I know there's a different cast of characters. I understand that. Players move on, players, move into a program. But after you play an instant classic, how do you not always think about that game? I mean, forever and ever, I still go back and think about North County and Cape Central down in Cape Girardeau from 25, 30 years, whatever many years ago that's been, that game that was just remarkable to watch. Well, that Central Fredericktown game is going to stick in people's minds for a long time just because of the way it was played, the amount of time, the score, the history of the programs. How are you not going to think about that when you see when they match up next Friday night?
Yeah.
It'll be the first thing on my mind.
Jackson Jones just kind of willed his team to victory, 42-34 in 2 overtimes last year. Fredericktown was trying to snap a 17-game losing streak in the series, couldn't quite pull it off. Frisk swings that right leg, and we are underway in the second half of play. August Black returning it from the left to the right side. He's hit at the 23, breaks the tackle. He's to the 30, now to the 40 and the 45. August Black showing speed, elusiveness, and some power on that return as Central starts this drive at their own 46-yard line. We saw field position really come into play, I thought, last week, Coach, as Farmington was able to use all those short fields. Jefferson enjoyed great field position in week number 1. Well, Central has set themselves up right here where they really only have to cover half the field here.
Nice return.
August Black, return man right there. Brody Pigg, the quarterback. We'll see if Central can kind of iron out that center to quarterback exchange that has been just a little bit of a nuisance for them here in this one. One wide to each side for Central. 1st and 10 at their own. They mark the ball at the 47-yard line now. Pig on a very good snap that time. Puts it in the belly of August Black. And August Black has stood up in the line of scrimmage and dropped. There's nowhere for him to go. No gain on the play for Black. And a good tackle by Gavin Green.
I think Jefferson kind of outmanned Central at that time. They tried a little power run to the right, and Jefferson says, nope, not this time.
Well, it's worth repeating. The man in the middle for Jefferson is Aiden Allen, and he's 310 pounds. And Coach Atlee told me he could be a college football player, but he thinks he's going to be a college athlete in powerlifting next year.
Really?
He can squat 700 pounds. He can bench 450.
I'll tell you, that's a lot for a high school. That's a lot for a college or even an NFL player.
Or a bear.
That's a man playing in there at nose guard. That's one of the reasons why Central's not having very good success running the ball up the middle. All they did is pick up about 3 yards on the left side.
Nick Fowler on the jet sweep right there. Devin Graff is the wide out to the right side. He caught that big ball earlier for the touchdown. Here's the 3rd and long, a 3rd and 7 for Central, and they've got it right at midfield. 10:35 and counting down in our 3rd. We're tied at 6. Quarterback Brody Pig, the sophomore, with the keys to the offense, swings it to the right side to August Black. He makes a man miss, dives forward, and I think he's going to be just a little bit short, but he's going to give Central a chance here on 4th down on that gain of 7 yards. $80 yards passing now for Pig.
Yes, he is short, but he got a favorable spot. He's short by inches instead of a half a yard.
And, Mike, you saw him break that tackle right there at the line of scrimmage, really to just kind of give that play a chance. Central going to go with that Maryland I, or I like to call it a capital I. And they'll put Dakota Bowers from the offensive line in as that first fullback. The quarterback runs it on the straight keep, shoves it ahead, but fumbles it, and Jefferson has it back.
Mistake, big mistake there.
So the second fumble of the game given over. Parker Taylor recovers it for Jefferson. It was a good push by that line, but a gain of 9 won't be a positive for Central as they fumble that one.
Almost looked like the tush push.
So here's Jefferson. The last time we had a turnover, it was on downs, and Coach Jefferson went for the long bomb. They'll go twins to the right and twins to the left, but close to those tackles, and this time it'll be a quarterback keeper with Frisk. Frisk makes one man miss, and he is encouraged to go out of bounds by August Black, and he wiggles out of bounds right there at that line of scrimmage.
Okay, in that play there, they pulled the right guard to trap block for back, and they filled with the running back. He faked it to him, and he filled in for the pulling guard, and it's just a little counter play.
Gavin Green off to the left side. You've got 2 wides to the right, and Brandon Crater as a wingback to the right side. So really 3 wide receivers over there, if you include Crater, his brother Tyler, the running back. A 2nd and 10. Frisk throws the out route and completes it to Beeler. Boy, Frisk threw a really nice ball because Beeler was covered up pretty well, and they gained 9 yards.
Not bad, but when he made his cut, he got some separation from it was either the outside linebacker or cornerback covering him and picked up 9.
76 yards passing for Frisk. If he throws that short, it goes the other way for 6 points.
Yes.
But he lobbed it right over the top of that defender. Here's a 3rd and 1. I'm thinking Frisk is going to keep this one. He goes off tackle left side. He gets to the outside and gets the first down, but a flag on the play. Did you see what that infraction might have been? I didn't see anybody come early.
Unless there was a hold on the perimeter here. Central's been having a lot of trouble maintaining an edge, so to speak. Jefferson's been able to get outside on them often tonight, and it's what they just did then. So thinking there was probably a hold on the corner there.
And as the official looks up to the box, well, he'll say that they jumped early, I guess. Illegal procedure. Usually they'll stop the play on that. That'll scoot him back 5, though. 5th penalty for Jefferson for 30 yards tonight.
Guys, I couldn't get a read on the number. It looked like somebody was actually lined up just a little bit offside or across the line.
I bet you're right, Mike. 1 wide to the right, 1 to the left, and now you've got 2 to the right side and 2 to the left, if you include the wing back right there. Tyler Crater, the running back. Frisk rolls to the right. He's under heavy pressure. Lobs it downfield. Did he complete that ball? Now you've got 2 to the right side and 2 to the left, if you include the wing back right there. Tyler Crater, the running back. Frisk rolls to the right. He's under heavy pressure. That ball. They say. As Logan brings up a 4th down.
Well, here the Jefferson's going to line up with the quarterback behind like they're going to run a play, but I kind of expect them to move back into punt position.
Yeah, won't even bluff it this time, will they? Karras Foster, such a dangerous return man for Central. Jefferson has punted away from him most often tonight, and here's that little lob snap back to Frisk, but he grabs it and places the punt along the far sideline. Does a nice job punting it away from Karras Foster right there. It'll be Central ball at their own 26-yard line. I don't think I'd punt it to Karras Foster either. I just wouldn't mess with that, especially the way your defense is playing.
Yeah.
So Central turns it over on the fumble, but Jefferson's not able to push it into Rebel territory. And Central now with its 2nd try here in the 2nd half. Central a winner in this matchup a year ago, 42-24. They've actually played, Corey Schweiss has actually played against Jefferson. This was the 4th time in his career. He's won the previous 3 meetings. Pig fakes a pitch to the left side and then rushes forward for just a yard. 9 carries for him on 9 yards. These two met up in 2015, and Central was a winner 43-0. They met up the year before that in 2014, and Central won 55-7. So Central has really gotten the better of this series. 8 minutes and 9 seconds and counting down in the 3rd. Central football looking at a 2nd and 9 of their own 27. August Black, the running back. 2 wide receivers to each side for Brody Pig. 6 foot, 165-pound sophomore. Had a very nice opening game as the first-time starter for this club last week against Owensville. Pig eludes 1 tackler, now 2. Tries to push forward near first down yardage. And he gets close as he gains 8 yards. Just kind of picked his way through the defense that time. 10 carries, 17 yards for Brody Pig. Pig threw 7 times last week, completed 4 for 88 yards. Half of his completions were touchdowns. And he gained 100 yards on the ground on 11 tries. So good opener for Pig. The Maryland I set up for Central in the backfield. August dots the I in the backfield. They'll keep it with Pig. And Pig puts the head down, stays behind the lineman, and gets 5 yards and move the sticks.
Okay, the backs went right and quarterback went left. One of the things about that triple I like that, there's a lot of counter plays off of that thing, too, that teams can run. And if the Central continues using that, I know from past experiences many years ago that they've got counter plays in their repertoire of plays. So
Corey Schweiss has a deep playbook, doesn't he?
Yeah, oh, yes.
And his gadget plays, he's got a deep well of those as well. We're at the 6.5-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. We're still tied at 6. Pig has 3 wides to the right side. He pump fakes there. Now looks back to the left, and he's under heavy pressure. He evades through 3 would-be tacklers and throws an interception. The ball picked off by Jefferson. It's Evan Bodkin. Bodkin takes it all the way back to the 10-yard line, a return of 30 yards. And the 4th turnover of the game by Central. Let's take a look at the interception real quick before Jefferson starts this off.
Good pressure by the defense. I thought they were going to sack him, but he got away, scrambled, and just blindly threw it.
Right to Botkin.
Nice return.
And now quickly, Jefferson sets up at the 10-yard line. Frisk, the quarterback, tries to take it to the left side, and the Central defense stiffens. Just nowhere to go for Frisk that time as Brody Diaz tracked him down right at the line of scrimmage. The Blue Jays at some point, Coach, have got to think we got to capitalize on one of these turnovers here.
Yes. Central keeps shooting themselves in the foot. They fumbled their first drive. And on this one here, they throw an interception.
It looked like illegal shift on Jefferson right there. But, Coach, you practice it all the time. We used to say Oski. I don't know if that's still the word, but when you get an interception, you say Oski, and everybody looks to block somebody going the other way.
Well,
Jefferson ran a pretty good Oski right there.
That they did. That's very familiar with that term, Chad.
I don't wonder where it came from. Crater, the running back, just behind Frisk. They'll try it again right here. Frisk keeps it behind Crater, and he's buried. Max Woods brings the lumber and throws him down for a 2-yard loss.
Jefferson's going the wrong way here.
Let's take a look at that play if we can. Nope, okay. Whew, Max Woods just bolting across the line. 5'10", 190-pound senior from that linebacker position. 5.5 minutes remaining here in our third. And this is a third down for Jefferson. Got it at their central 12-yard line. Frisk with a snap going off his right hand under heavy pressure, rolls to his right side, chucks it into the end zone. Karis Foster's there to bat it away. Didn't have much chance anyway. And with their great kicker injured and gone for the year, this is a go-for-it play right here on fourth down.
Again, they're faced with possibility, if they had their kicker, possibly put some at least 3 points on the board as it is. Fourth down and sitting on 11.
That kicking game, a good kicking game. We talked about it last week, and it just changes the way you play the game. You'd be looking at a chance for 3 right now, but instead it's a tough fourth down from the 12-yard line. Mike Reeves right there on the line of scrimmage. Get a thought from him coming up after this fourth down. Either a touchdown or a turnover on downs. Frisk. 1 to the right side, 2 to the left side. I think this is a good timeout. This is a big play here.
Yes.
Let's keep it right here now. And Mike Reeves down there on the Jefferson sideline right now with Jefferson talking it over. And some plays, I don't know, maybe all plays are equal. Some plays sure feel bigger than others, Mike, though.
I think that's why that timeout's okay. A lot of times you'll hear people say, oh, don't burn those early in a half or whatever it may be. But that's too big a play right here to just take your chance on. If you've got something you need to talk to those kids about, that's the time to do it. And I know that every play does all equal the same, but all coaches will tell you there's certain ones in a game that feel different, and this one I think is one that feels different.
Yeah, this could easily be the ball game right here.
As you've looked at what has been successful for Jefferson tonight, Coach, and maybe what hasn't been successful, what are you looking for right here on a 4th and 12 from the 12-yard line?
Probably their quarterback is going to be, Frisk is going to be involved in it somewhere.
You think? Yeah. And they like to move him when he passes.
I mean, it's just, what do you do? I mean, he's been throwing a nice ball. They haven't really moved the ball passing-wise here the second half. The running game's done good for him, but I don't know. Again, they don't necessarily, let's see, they've got trips to the left and a single receiver right.
Running back is Crater. Frisk the quarterback, of course. 4th and goal from the 12-yard line. Frisk barks it out, looks to the left, now back to the right side. He's got one man in the end zone and just overthrows Aiden Ussery, and Central is held. These defenses they've allowed some yardage. We've played between the 20s and sometimes into the 10s, but the defenses have really both stiffened as that end zone has loomed a little bit larger in their rearview mirror.
Very much so. I tell you, Central's been very fortunate, in the turnovers. turnovers that they've had, especially that last one, interception, get down inside the 10 and hold them for 4 downs. That's going to loom big in the outcome of this ball game.
So Brody Pigg, last 2 possessions, a fumble and an interception by the quarterback. If he can lead him down the field right here, he can give himself a little shot of confidence. Pigg throws this one over the middle, and what a tremendous pass breakup by Gavin Green. It looked a little bit like Woods was open, and Green did a nice job closing on that play.
That was a typical Corey Swice play. Keep everybody else in, send one receiver out and block. Keep everybody in and block.
Pigg certainly had time.
Yes.
If he puts that one more on a rope,
yes,
maybe it has a little bit more of a chance. So Pigg with August Black beside him, swings it out to Nick Fowler. Nick Fowler noses across the 12-yard line, but that defense closes fast. Tyler Crater makes the tackle. Fowler with just a couple of yards. Coming up at the end of this one, we'll be announcing our Domino's Pizza Player of the Game and our Pettis Automotive Player to point to. Somebody makes a big play late, they're going to win that award. We've got a 6-6 ball game right now with 4:35 remaining in the third. Well, if Cole Mullins was around here, he could blast through a field goal for a win, but Cole Mullins isn't walking through that door tonight, I don't think. Trips to the right side, one man off to the left side, and Pick throws it to the single wide out, and the ball is picked off. Another interception by Jefferson, and they're going the other way. Logan Vandeven hauls it in at the 30, heads the other way, and it's a pick 6 for Jefferson, who goes on top 12-6. 4:09 remaining in the third, and the 5th turnover of the night costs Central the lead. Let's take a look at this interception, this great play by Vandeven. The ball a little bit underthrown right there. Vandeven running step for step with Karis Foster, and he just made the better play on the ball, turned around and hustled it all the way back for the 30-yard interception return for the score. Well, Vandeven, you might be our Domino's Pizza Player of the game.
Now it's looking good for him. He made an outstanding play.
What a play. Interception return for a touchdown. It's the second week, Coach. I know we've only played 2 weeks, but it's the second week that Jefferson has a defensive score. And now they're going for 2. Frisk has it, runs it, right side. He's got a chance. They're closing in on him. He reaches out and hits the pylon with the nose of the football. A 2-point conversion. 14-6. Jefferson leads. Let's take a look at this play again. What an effort by Frisk. Has one tackler who just beats the ground, and he said, I had a chance in him, and I couldn't get him.
Thanks to the running back, and it's just speed
kills.
Speed gets you. Yep. Speed kills, the old saying.
14-6, Jefferson. Your kickoff coming up after this timeout on Parkland Sports Live.
Do you often ask others to repeat themselves? Is the TV volume creeping up higher? Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Melton, and it could be time to have your hearing checked. Hearing loss happens gradually, making it hard to notice. At Hearing Care Partners, we offer thorough hearing evaluations that uncover even subtle changes in your hearing over time. Early detection can improve your hearing and your life. Start prioritizing your hearing today. Schedule your appointment now at hearingcarepartners.com. At Hearing Care Partners, we listen so you can hear.
Well, back-to-back interceptions. This time, Vandeven took it back the entire way, 30 yards, and scored 6 points. Coach, when you have a defensive or a special teams touchdown, my gosh, does that lift your team? Does that ever increase your chances of winning?
That's a backbreaker for the opposition. I tell you what, it just fires everybody up.
Central has a dangerous return team. You've got Fowler and Karis Foster back to return. We'll head down to the field and check in with Mike Reeves after this kickoff, as that Jefferson sideline, he's been right there. They had to have been fired up after that one. Here's Frisk approaching the ball. It's a squib kick once again. They don't really want any part of that. Central return team. They've stayed away from them all night. Central will get the ball starting at the 38-yard line. The Blue Jays are flying high right now, Mike Reeves.
No, and when you are creating turnovers, that's one thing. Then when you are scoring off of those turnovers, that's another. They hadn't been able to capitalize on the field position very often, but they were able then to take that in off the interception return and pick six. Guys, before the third quarter started, you asked me, what do you favor one team or another? What do you see? And I said, I like Central a lot, all things being equal, and they take care of the ball.
There you go. 5 turnovers, right?
There's the end of the all things being equal. Actually, Coach, I think you would agree. If you Central tonight and you'd given it up 5 times and you were only down a score, you'd probably feel fortunate.
Oh, yeah.
Freddie Pigg takes it around that right side, takes it around the 40, and he's dumped down there by outside linebacker Tyler Crater. It's a gain of 3. 26 yards for Pigg on 12 carries tonight so far. You've got August Black in the backfield with him. So second and probably a short 7 or a long 6, 3:35 and counting down here in the third frame. 14-6. It's Jefferson on top on the strength of that 30-yard interception return by Vandeman and the 2-point conversion by Frisk. They give us to Black, and Black tumbled down right there at the line of scrimmage. There's that defensive line just staying tough. Once again, linebacker Holden Green comes up and makes the hit. Gain of just a yard by Black. He's got 11 carries and 50 yards. This Jefferson team looks tough to me.
Boy, they've really gotten physical on defense now. They've definitely got Mikey momentum on their back right now. That was a stick by their linebacker.
Good work by Holden Green. He was wearing a tight end's number. They said, you're going to go to the line this week. Here's number 53. Put this on. Pigg flips it over to the left side. Passes complete to Karis Foster. He tries to elude the tackler, Evan Botkin, but in so doing stumbles and is only able to gain 2 of the 4 yards needed for the first down. Jefferson, coach, in my estimation, has done a pretty nice job of keeping people in front of them.
Yes.
Talking about the defensive backs and the linebackers.
Yes. They got good team speed on defense, as does Central, but I just seem Jefferson, if we got in a track meet, might come out the victor on this.
4th and 2, and Central is lined up to go for it on their own side of the field. We'll see what they do, but they're lined up anyway to go for it on their own side of the field. And they don't have the right personnel in and call a timeout. We'll take one with them. 1:57 remaining in the third. 14-6, Jefferson leading Central. Back after this break on Parkland Sports Live.
Since 1941, Boozenbark Flooring has been Southeast Missouri's trusted name in flooring. This family-owned business features top-quality carpet, tile, and hardwood, along with countertops, kitchens, and bathrooms, all with expert installation. Need to haul it? Boozenbark Trailer Sales has you covered. Come see the large selection of dump trailers, equipment haulers, goosenecks, livestock trailers, and more. Visit boozenbarkflooring.com and boozenbarktrailersales.com, or stop by and see everything at the Fairgrounds exit on Highway 67.
We've got a score from a neighbor just to the north. It's a halftime score. Festus 21, Francis Howell Central 7. We'll see if we can get some of those scores as we move along.
St. Genevieve beat University City 27-13.
Good job, Dragons. I know you like that a lot. I'm right there with you. Way to go. Coach Jay Pope doing a nice job. 1:57 remaining in the third. It's a 4th and 2 for Central. They've got it on their own side of the field, their 47-yard line. And their fullback, in an effort to help the quarterback Pigg, knocked him to the ground and may have cost him the first down. It's going to depend on the mark right there. How good a look did you get at that one, Mike Reeves? That might cost him the first down. I think he was trying to help and push his quarterback coach, but he actually knocked him to the ground.
Boy, I don't think they got it.
It didn't look to me.
They're going to measure,
yeah,
of course,
initially like he did. It was going to be a tough anyway. Attacking the middle of that Jefferson front is tough business.
Yes, it's going to be an inch either way.
with 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining in the third. Jefferson leads Central 14-6. Central had turned the ball over 3 straight possessions, and Jefferson still couldn't get any points out of it.
I think he's short, guys.
But then they picked it off and ran it back 30 yards. Mike, you've got a good look at it.
I think he's short.
They stretch it out.
It's going to be an inch one way or another.
There are 2 chain links beyond the football. Jefferson ball.
Yep. Oh, man.
A good, tough stop from Jefferson. They have been more than equal to the task against that capital I formation.
Guys, I had no issue with that spot either. Did you? I thought they spotted it very well.
Not at all, Mike. In fact, we were commenting, the fullback actually knocked the quarterback pig down to the ground as he was trying to gain momentum toward the first down. He was just trying to help push him across that first down marker, and didn't work out for them. 1:50 remaining in the third. Central going for it on their half of the field. And now it's back to the Blue Jays and Cooper Frisk. 1st and 10 for Jefferson. And they've got it just inside of the Central 49-yard line. Tyler Crater, running back. He's only got 2 carries tonight for 4 yards. It's been mostly Cooper Frisk left and Cooper Frisk right, but they go with Crater this time. He attacks off tackle left side and plows ahead for a 5-yard gain. Well, that looked pretty good. And you've got 310-pound Aiden Allen leading the charge from that left guard position.
Definitely creates a push, I tell you.
Oh, mercy. 5-yard gain there. Crater. The running back again, his brother Brandon, a wing back to the right side, 2 wide receivers off to the left. 2nd and 5 from the Central 44-yard line. Blue Jays have the football. Frisk, pump fake, rolls to the left, looks deep, tries again, rolls to the right side. Has a deep out route, but it's covered up, throws it anyway, deep down the field and out of bounds. A lot of activity, nothing much going on. Pretty good protection, though, by that front 5.
His elusiveness helps out on the protection, and it just they're giving him a lot of time to throw the ball. It's just Central's doing such a good job covering in the secondary, it makes it tough for him to find somebody to throw it to.
And that's been kind of a common theme tonight.
Yes.
Good protection, but the coverage has been so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coach, what is the level of difficulty of trying to block that play, though, and not hold? When he's running all over the place, it just seems like it's a hold waiting to happen.
Your linemen never know where he's at, and if he changes direction like that, they might, in an attempt to block, hold, it makes it tough.
A 3rd and 5, and Coach Atlee calls for a timeout here with 65 seconds remaining here in the third. 14-6, Jefferson leading Central. We're back here to Jefferson R7 coming up after this timeout on Parkland Sports Live.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Let's give you the Kapias Heating and Cooling third quarter reset. 1:05 remaining in the third, and the big play in this quarter has been a 30-yard interception return for a touchdown by Logan Vandeven to put his team on top. 14-8. Cooper Frisk took the 2-point conversion in. Turnover after turnover for Central. They just turned it over on downs, and Jefferson now has it with a 3rd and 5 at the Central 44-yard line as we come back from the Jefferson timeout. Cooper Frisk puts 3 wide receivers to the left side in a bunch formation, fakes the handoff, runs to the right side, dives for a first down before being tackled by August Black. But that was a skinny hole, and he slipped right through there.
I tell you, their left guard, their big man, went and trapped the Central's left side defensive end, put him on his buns. That's the old pancake block.
The old pancake. Did you used to track those? Frisk slams it up ahead once again, pulls himself off the carpet, and it's another 5-yard gain. Did you stat pancakes when you coached?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? 62 yards rushing. Who's your all-time leader in pancakes at St. Genevieve?
It's hard to say. We
give out
little helmet decals for that, and these kids loved them.
You had a great lineman in 2012, I remember. I forgot his name, but he was a big, strong, athletic guy.
I had so many good ones, Chad.
I'm sure you did.
But no, if the kids had pancake blocks on film day, Mondays, they made sure that you noticed.
I'm sure they did.
They got pancakes because they got a little helmet sticker. And, boy, I tell you, they live for those things.
We come to the end of the third. 14-6. Jefferson leading Central. Your fourth quarter after this break on Parkland Sports Live.
Looking for top quality custom sportswear and activewear? Look no further than Neuvo Athletic. Neuvo Athletic blends innovative design with affordability, revolutionizing activewear for athletes, teams, and enthusiasts alike. From affordable, high-quality team practice wear to specialty sublimated activewear, Neuvo Athletic has grown to become a leader in sportswear and the industry, especially in cheer. Neuvo Athletic, where passion meets quality in every stitch.
For Neuvo Athletic custom apparel locally, contact Tia Cunningham at 573-701-6015.
One quarter from our Mac Tech postgame show, unless we head to overtime. Mike Reeves, if Jefferson scores here, Central's margin for error goes way down. They're going to have to play clean football the rest of the way.
I think if they score here, guys, the only way Central comes back to win the game is a big play on offense again, like they've had the one that they did score.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to meticulously work the ball down the field. This is a huge possession.
Meticulously matriculate. Here's Frisk. He's got Crater right beside him, but he hands it off, and that running back is swallowed whole. Logan Vandeven just demolished that time. Whew.
Minus about 7 on the play, 7 or 8.
That's a tackle for loss. What a great play that time. Was that Chandler Leibarger or Skylar Polite? One of the two.
Leibarger, guys. That was Leibarger.
Thank you, Mike. Loss of 3. Brings up a 3rd and 13. Frisk rolls the pocket to the left side. He's got one man going deep. He's double covered. Frisk pulls it back, throws it on a medium route ball up in the air, juggled, and ultimately incomplete. Oh, mercy. Coach, he put that in harm's way.
Oh, he did. The kid had it for a while, but, it just – the Central's just not able to contain on the outside and allows the quarterback to get out in the perimeter and find somebody downfield. If they could hem him in. But again, Jefferson just did a good job of blocking on the perimeter.
That time, Frisk was rolling to his left, threw back to his right against his throwing arm, and threw into double coverage. Fortunately for the Blue Jays, it wasn't intercepted. Pass intended for Vandeven. Now here's 4th down. And he rolls all the way to the left side before stepping out of bounds. He throws it into coverage again, and I think he might have enough for a 1st down. He squeezed that one into a tight window, and Beeler caught it just past the sticks. Oh, what a tremendous throw and catch. 7-yard gain and a 1st down. Beeler grabbing a hold of that one. Boy, Beeler was covered up.
Yes, he was.
But on a 4th down, why not just throw it?
Yep.
3rd down, a little different. But now it's a 1st down. For Jefferson, they've got it at the Central 28-yard line. Frisk grabs a high snap, tucks it, runs it. Student body right. Nothing but rebels out there. He loses 5 yards. I mean, that was a white phalanx right there.
Again, it was a high snap that kind of took a step or two away from him. By the time he got it, Central was reacting to the play and Ran him out of bounds for a loss.
Because I know it's early in the fourth, but on a play like that, if you know you're going to take the yardage loss anyway, maybe not stay in bounds, let the clock go a little bit more. I mean, it's early to think clock, but why just stop it by running out? I was thinking that as I saw the play.
Speaking of clock, 10:48 remaining in the fourth. It's a one-score game, 14-8. Jefferson leading it. And they're at the Central 34-yard line. It's a 2nd and 15. Ball on the deck. Central looked early like they hopped on it. Now it's loose, and Central's on the run, taking it the other way. Keegan Sherrill deep into Jefferson territory all the way down to the 32-yard line, and this time the turnover bites the Blue Jays. Here's another look at that one, guys. It looked like it was almost on an extra effort. Keegan Sherrill ultimately coming up with it as it got in the middle of that pile.
Looked like a little trap play, and it just unable to find a handle on the football on the handoff, and as a result, ball was on the ground for a while. Central came up with it.
Well, here's the Rebels' chance. They start this possession of the Jefferson 35-yard line. Turnover is such a problem for Central tonight. Now they have an opportunity as the Blue Jays have gifted them one. They put 2 wides to the left and 2 to the right. August Black, a single setback beside his quarterback, Brody Pigg. Pigg puts Foster in motion, hands it to him on the jet sweep. Foster looking around that right corner and pounded down to the ground. He had to jump over Beeler, and as he got airborne, Brandon cratered him.
Oh.
Tremendous defense there.
Wow, loss of a couple on that play.
Did a great job just sealing the edge right there. The 2nd and 12 for Central. Karis Foster went wild on this team last year. He gained 114 yards on the ground on only 9 carries, and he had 145 yards receiving on only 4 catches. Wow. He went for 259 total last year in this matchup. Tonight, not so much. Foster with 8 yards in the air and a -1 on the ground. And a timeout now by Central. 9:45 remaining here in the fourth. 14-6. Jefferson leading the Rebels. We're back after this timeout on Parkland Sports Live.
Why do so many people like working at the Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center?
The pay is awesome. What we do for our clients is awesome. The coworkers that we have, the staff, everybody is just, they're all welcoming.
I feel very supported. It's a great network of people that we have working here. We really work together, I think, to try to improve the lives of those that we serve.
The insurance is phenomenal. The cost is minimal. They're good to us. And the benefits are so great, you can't beat it.
Apply today.
.945 remaining in regulation, and 14-6. The Jefferson Blue Jays lead the Central Rebels. Fourth meeting between these two. Jefferson looking for its first victory in this series. Corey Schweiss 3-0 against the Blue Jays in his career, and a winner last year, 42-24 in a game played in Park Hills. The Rebels, though, have the football down, 8 right here. They've got a 3rd and 12 from the Jefferson 37-yard line. Brody Pigg, the sophomore signal caller, barks it out, puts a man in motion. He's got August Black off of his left hip. They flip it out to the left side to Brody Cole. Brody Cole picks up a block. He's inside the 30 to the 27 on a gain of 10 yards. That was good play design. Found that little bubble, blocked it well, and
receiver did a good job using his blocks on the outside.
They send in some fresh linemen here, does Central. Michael McKeon and Chandler Leibarger.
So they need about a yard and a half, 2 yards for first down. Here where they go into AAA again.
Yeah, Dakota Bowers, they move him from the line into the backfield as that first fullback. Max Woods in the middle. And then you've got August Black. He's got a little seam, puts his head down. He's inside of the 10-yard line, down to the 9 on a gain of 7 yards. Black finally above that 50-yard mark again. He had 54 yards on 7 carries, but as he got to his 12th carry, he had only 48 yards. He was losing. He was going the wrong way. Now he's got 55.
Back on the positive side.
Back, there you go. 8:35 and counting down in the fourth. 14-6. Jefferson leading Central. Central, though, getting deeper into Jefferson territory after the Blue Jay fumble. 1st and 10 at the Blue Jay 19-yard line. QB keeper, Pig, runs into a couple of Blue Jays at the 16-yard line. Gain of 4. Pig with 13 carries and 30 yards rushing. These two teams were nearly identical in total yards at the half. 124 for Jefferson, 119 for Central. There's not going to be a very big disparity at the end of this thing either, I don't think. The big play right now, the 30-yard interception return for a touchdown by Logan Vanavan. That's the difference in the game. Central sends a wide receiver wide to the right side. They've got that triple I formation once again. They give it off to August Black. Black nosing it across the 15. Meets some trouble after there as Gavin Green pushes him down.
Sitting there waiting for him.
Mm-hmm. Gain of 2 yards by Black. Brings up a 3rd and 4. Clock ticking away. 7:17 remaining in the fourth.
You're going to see a counter or a pass out of triple I yet?
I was waiting for that. Here's Devin Graff. He's the wide receiver to the left side. That triple I formation once again. They give us to Black. Black up the middle through the guards. Dives for the 5-yard line. And a gain of 10 for August Black.
And then, of course, why stop what's working?
Yep. They're starting to gain a little traction here.
Yes.
Jefferson defended that triple I well for 3 quarters. August Black again slams into a pair of Jefferson Blue Jays. Goes nowhere that time. No gain on the play. He's met in the hole that time by Tyler Crater, the outside backer. Brings up a 2nd and goal from the 5. 6.5 minutes remaining in the fourth. Wide to the right side, Devin Graff. They stay in the triple I, or the capital I, or the Maryland I if you prefer. Pig under center. The give to Black. It's all power football right now for Central, and Black spins down inside of the 2. 70 yards rushing for Black now.
Just running little trap plays down there out of that triple I. And again.
So 3rd and goal from just outside of the 2. August Black dotting the I. Pig keeps it, leans forward. The officials converge. No touchdown, but he's inside of the 1. Here we go, Coach. Muscle on muscle. 4th down and goal inside of the 1-yard line to try to tie this thing up here.
They've gotten positive yards last time. Here they go. They're probably going to run the same play. Maybe to the left side this time.
Pig, the quarterback, leans toward the goal line, struggling to get in, and he's there. The 1-yard quarterback plunge, and the Rebels are a 2-point conversion from tying the ball game. 14-12 Jefferson with 5:20 remaining in the fourth, and your 2-point conversion's upcoming.
Now, if you're Central, do you call a timeout and talk it over and figure out what your best play is going to be? Or I'm sure they've got a 2-point play lined up.
Well, they'll break the triple I formation, and they'll come with something new. Pig with Black off of his left hip. They run Karis Black as a motion man into the backfield, looking for 2 points, and now they run a pass over to the right side, and caught for 2. Number 2, 4-2. Brody Cole has tied the game. 5:20 remaining in the fourth, and we're square at 14 apiece. That was a nifty little wrinkle. So the 2-point conversion, a passing play from Brody Pig to Brody Cole, and we've got a new game at 5:20. Regulation just might not be enough tonight.
No, I'm just
let's keep it right here, Coach. Tell us a little bit about that touchdown drive. That was a Corey Schweiss type of a drive right there.
Yes, it was a 10-play drive. They started out after the turnover on the 35. They had to recover fumble, ran it back to the 35, and it took them 10 plays to get down to pay dirt. It looked tough there inside the 10-yard line. However, Pig snuck it in from about a yard out to go get the 6-pointer. And then on a 2-point conversion, Pig to Cole for the 2-pointer. Tied the ball game up here at 14-0.
Hey, Chad, do you remember last year, the Central game, when we were kind of confused about a call at the end of the half, and there was a penalty call, and the officials told us, hey, the arms were extended trying to help the runner in. You remember that whole play at Park Hills?
Yes, sir.
Matt Atley is crying for that right now, and I mean crying in a good way. Like, guys, did you not see that? He came in and he pushed him in. And he wanted that same call that we saw called last year.
Yeah, that was a very interesting call last year, and a bit surprising too. We were befuddled for a while. Good special teams play that time by Brady Schweiss, going down on that kickoff and not allowing hardly anything on the return. Central, Mike, we've seen Corey Schweiss run a lot of different stuff. But sometimes doesn't it feel like when he really needs something, he goes back to old-fashioned power football?
When it's worked as many times as it has over the years, and you're as experienced as he is, and you've had it, and you've got the personnel to do it. Let's throw that in. You got to have the personnel. Then go to what you know has been effective, and he made it work there. And then I thought the 2-point conversion call was spectacular. That is not what I was expecting, and I thought it worked out well. And who knows? You said it. We may need more than 4 quarters tonight.
Cooper Frisk has Crater right behind him, and Crater turns into his lead blocker. Frisk has just rebels swarming him that time and made a pretty good effort to gain 3 yards there.
Oh, he did. I tell you, he turned something. It's not a great big gain, but 4 yards is better than nothing or a loss on that play there. He eluded a couple of tackles and broke a couple.
20 carries for 61 yards for Frisk. Frisk averaged almost 8 yards a carry last year when he eclipsed 1,300 for the year. He's got just 3 yards per carry tonight. Really had to earn it. 4:40 and counting down in the fourth. We're tied at 14. Frisk, the quarterback, rolls the pocket to the left side. He's got an out route open, missed it. And now goes back up the middle and completes it. Tremendous grab at the 50-yard line on a gain of 18 yards by Logan Vandeven. Boy, has he caught some big balls tonight. Well done. 101 yards passing now for Frisk.
Nice catch up over his head. Nice ball, too.
Really had to elevate for that.
Yeah, good protection once again.
Vandeven.
Frisk had the time to throw.
Vandeven deploys wide to the right. You've had Vandeven and Beeler, who have been a couple of big targets for Frisk tonight. 4 minutes even, remaining in the fourth quarter, tied at 14. They'll run the mesh point right there. It's just that zone read. Frisk kept it, maybe shouldn't have, but the handoff wouldn't have been a good option either, as he had rebels everywhere. Silas Richardson, Dakota Bowers all over the play. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. As much as anything, Coach, even if Jefferson can't score here, just to keep the ball for 2 or 3 first downs so the Rebels don't have a chance for them. 2nd and 11 at midfield. Frisk back in the pocket. Doesn't roll this time and throws it too high for Beeler. And that stops the clock at 3:21. And a 3rd and 11 upcoming. I know that both of these teams have gone for it at midfield. If you don't pick this up, you have to punt it, don't you? Don't you have to force Central into a long field?
Well, Central hasn't really been getting a lot on their plays in offense. I mean, it took them 10 plays to go 35 a while ago.
Frisk back, 3rd and 11. Looks down the middle, nowhere to go. Now fires it on an out route. It's really a tremendous job of catching it by Vandeven, but he only gained 2 yards.
Oh, that could have been close to being picked off there. It was kind of a floater out there, but he caught it for 2. Decision time.
And he does.
To punt or not to punt.
Yeah, he does keep the clock running, and Central does not call a timeout because they only have 1 timeout remaining.
Yes.
And they are in offensive position, but they shift out of this to punt formation sometimes. It's a 4th and 9 for Jefferson. They've got it at the central 48-yard line. The snap goes over Frisk's head. And now he punts it, and the ball rolls. Central touches it. If Jefferson would have grabbed it, it would have been their ball, and Karis Foster saves the day by hopping on it for Central. I don't know if that was a punt call. He never came back in the punt formation. He might have freelanced that punt. Mike, is there a feeling down there? Do you get the feeling that actually was a called punt, or if he freelanced it?
He wasn't lined up. He was lined up in a quarterback position. Go ahead, Mike.
I think what could have happened, you could have had a center. That looked like a punt. That looked like the way he's been snapping on the punt. If he misread it, the quarterback was not lined up to punt. That was strictly a scramble, make the best of a horrible situation. I can't believe he got the kickoff.
Yeah, it ended up being a brilliant play by him. Here's August Black now, attacking over the right tackle and rushes forward for a 5-yard gain. I mean, this could have been Central ball at the Jefferson 40-yard line. So Frisk at least gained about 25 yards for his team by just punting it away.
He was fortunate to get it off.
75 yards rushing now for August Black on 18 carries. And Central continues to play with that capital I offense in the backfield. The first fullback right there is Dakota Bowers. You've got Woods as the middleman. And here's August Black dancing over the left side of the line. He gains 5 yards. And I think it's going to be enough for a first down before an ankle tackle by Parker Taylor. Another 5-yard gain for Black. He's got 80 yards on 9 tries.
Black's down right now on the field. It looks like he's got a cramp.
Guys, one thing, too, that triple I set has done, puts the quarterback under center, and it has eliminated those bad snaps that we saw so much in the first half.
Good call, Mike. Is that August down on the ground? It looks like a calf. It looks like one of those calf cramps right there.
No, that's what it is. It's a cramp.
He's saying, stretch that out. 2 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in our fourth quarter. We're tied at 14. This is the type of game we had all year last year. This is the type of game Central had all year last year. Central won games in double overtime, in triple overtime, and they scored on Potosi with 16 seconds left last year. They somehow came up with their best stuff at the end of games last year, except for against Farmington. Farmington scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to take that one in Park Hills. But this Rebel team, and I'll tell you what, we didn't have time tonight because of some technical issues, folks, but we had some great interviews that Chad Winch did. Go to Knuckleball Prime Time on the Barn Media Group. He had an interview with Corey Schweiss and had an interview with Matt Atley. And Coach Schweiss was quite honest. He said last year was a year that we could have won only 3 games and we could have won 8. They wound up at 6-5. And more often than not, they played well late in games. August Black getting some help to get back on his feet. And so that's a good look for the young man. Just a sophomore. This kid's going to hand out headaches against area teams for another couple of years.
Yeah, a couple more years.
We were talking about the power of kickers earlier, and it made me think, but I didn't have time to ask you. Who was the best kicker you ever had?
Boy. We won several games, not several, but we won a few games by field goals.
Yeah. I remember I was actually in Moberly covering West Strand, but they played St. Vincent one year. Mm-hmm. St. Vincent had a kicker named Derek Kutz. K-U-T-Z.
He went to SEMMHC for a while.
And he was fantastic.
Yes. 44-yard line.
Central ball. They've got a first down and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Pig will put 3 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. They get away from that triple I with August Black not in the ball game. Now they've got to have those good snaps again. They run a motion man, left to the right side. That's Fowler. Pig rolling to the right side. He's flooded the area with wide receivers. Just a 2-yard gain on the completion to Nick Fowler. The injury to Black, guys, almost making Central play left-handed right now. They're having to go away what's been successful for them. So Fowler with his third catch for 11 yards receiving tonight. We're down at 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining in regulation.
Guys, sometimes with a cramp, too, they come back to the field pretty quickly. That did not look like the type of cramp he was going to come back from quickly.
Yeah, Mike, the bad thing about it is you're susceptible to cramping again if you come back in too early.
They'll put Max Woods as the running back just off the left hip of Pig. Run the motion man Graff now that you got 3 wides to the left side. Bubble screen right there. Pass complete to Brady Cole. A good gain by Cole. A gain of 7 yards as Central moves into Jefferson territory. And now over 100 yards passing for Brody Pig. He's at 103. The clock continues to roll, though, at 46 seconds. Central trying to get personnel off the field.
Now back to triple I.
And they're back to that triple I with Pig under center. And the give is to Karis Foster, who they've moved into the backfield. Foster breaks one tackle around another man to the 40, steps out of bounds inside of the 30-yard line, and rips off a 23-yard gain.
Smart move by that young man to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
I was just thinking, I should have said it out, I was thinking they can move Foster into that position and still run the formation. 28 seconds left in regulation. Ball's at the 29-yard line of Jefferson. And now Karis Foster becomes the running back that dots this triple I in the backfield for Central. Central with only 1 timeout left. The give is to Foster. Foster between the guards, jumps over a man, inside of the 20, down to the 15-yard line, and Karis Foster has become the instant answer for the offense for the Central Rebels on a gain of 15. 37 yards rushing for Foster in the game on 5 tries.
Okay, then kneel it to stop the clock.
16 seconds remaining in regulation. It'll be a 2nd and 10 for Central at the Jefferson 15-yard line. And Mike Reeves, this is starting to feel like every game we broadcast last year now.
Yeah, it is in terms of coming down to the wire. Hasn't been a clean game, but it's been a good one.
A good competitive game. Karis Foster dotting the I in the backfield for Central. 1 wide receiver to the left side. Foster has it. He bounces it to the left side. Nowhere to go this time, and he's buried by Blue Jay after Blue Jay. And now only 10 seconds remaining in regulation.
Okay. I don't know if it's too late.
And they'll wind the clock. I wondered why they'd stop the clock to begin with. But now they'll wind it, and it's going to roll down to 2, and now it's stopped again. I thought that Central had taken their final timeout after the last play.
No, they knelt on the ball. They knelt on the ball to stop it. It wasn't a timeout.
Okay. And now they have taken their final timeout with 1 second remaining.
Okay. Well, they're coming out. Obviously, they're going to try the same thing they've been doing, or like I said earlier, they're liable to line up in that triple I and try and throw the ball. Their man coverage under single wide out. I don't know how good their wide out is, but
Fowler is one of their favorite targets. They feel really good about Brody Cole. I feel like you have to put the ball in the air right now. I'm not a Hall of Fame coach.
You know, like I said, if you try and run it, you might be conceding to going overtime. But I mean, it's worth a shot. You know, fake the power play inside like you have been, because right now Jefferson's got 10 guys in the box.
We still haven't seen that passing play we were waiting for out of that triple I.
That's what I'm talking about. They can run a quick slant. They're going to try a field goal.
Now this is unexpected. So Central going to try a field goal for the win. Devin Graff from 34 yards. They're lined up with 1 second left. Going to be Devin Graff from 34 yards for Central, looking for the victory on the road at Jefferson. They're all set up. 1 second left. Tied at 14. This is for the win. The snap is there. The hold is down. Graff swings the right leg and knocks it wide to the left. Oh, I got to respect the effort, though. Mike Reeves, how close was that?
bad off the foot. It never really had a chance. It had distance, but the hook was there from the moment it left the foot. It started near the upright, but by the time it got halfway there was no way it was going to be able to hold line. But I will say, if you're going to play it down to the end and your kicking game is not elite, and it's not, that is as good an effort as you're probably going to get from that spot on the field, and you probably had a better chance of kicking that through than you did of running a play and trying to score a touchdown from where they were. I think all things considered, Central got what they wanted out of that last drive.
Yeah, you betcha. And Coach, especially at the high school level, at the pro level, I mean, you have specialists that have done this for years, but at the high school level, so many things have to go right for a field goal to go in. You have to snap it well, hold it well, kick it well, and block it well. And Central did everything well there, just couldn't get it to go through.
It's just one of those things. I tell you what, in the course of a week of practice, you practice so many things that you never use in a game a lot of times. But you practice them, and if you need them, they're in your repertoire, so to speak. But this will be interesting here to see who gets the coin toss.
The overtime system in Missouri high school football, you have different systems in different states. In Missouri, you get it from the 25, then the other team gets its chance. If folks are familiar with college football, they actually borrowed that from the high school ranks.
Yes. Anyhow, basically, what you want to do is you want to go to defense first.
Mm-hmm. Because that way you know what you need,
you
right?
know what you're going to need. I mean, if the other team doesn't score, again, all what you need to do is kick a field goal.
Which in this game, it's, might be a little dicey.
Yes, a lot dicey, so to speak.
Is there any other strategy that you employ during overtime that might be a little bit different than regulation?
No, it's just you try and you win the toss, you go to defense, force whoever loses the toss to go to offense, make them score, do whatever. Let's see.
So Jefferson will have the football to start our first overtime, and they will be pushing it from our left to our right side. I want to say a special thank you and a pat on the back to Jacob Towers and also Wyatt Compton doing a terrific job tonight. Jacob Towers, our engineer, and Wyatt Colley, I beg your pardon. That's right, Wyatt Colley, beg your pardon. I was thinking of Will Compton, I think. Wyatt Colley. Thank you, Jacob. Our cameraman. Done such a great job for us tonight. And now, Mike Reeves, you don't even have to worry about walking very far. You can just kind of hang out around the 20-yard line if you want to.
One of my favorite parts of overtime at this level, the college level, the way they've done things, recovering it from field level is awesome. And now, Coach, if somebody does run to the end zone, I'll try to run with them.
You're ready. Okay.
I'll do it.
Make me proud of you, Mike.
I'll do it from here.
There's so many ways to go about overtime. I actually like this way. Do you like the way overtime is conducted at the high school level, Coach?
Oh, yeah. It's a fair chance for both teams.
Yeah. So Cooper Frisk, the quarterback for Jefferson, trying to direct his team to some overtime points right here. He's got Tyler Crater, his running back, right behind him. Got a wing back, Brandon Crater, to his left side, and two wide receivers to the right, Beeler and Vandeven. They'll run it up the middle this time and rip off a good gain down to the 16-yard line. Well done that time by Tyler Crater and well blocked. A 9-yard gain. Crater had only 9 yards on 3 carries in the entirety of regulation, and he doubles it right there. Almost, I know it's a dive play, but it's almost misdirection because they haven't used him very much tonight.
Something different.
So a 2nd and 1, maybe 2. And I think somebody moved early.
Flag on the play.
Yep. Someone jumped, and it turns what was a 2nd and a yard or 2 into 6 or 7 here for Jefferson. 6th penalty for 35 yards for Jefferson. So we're tied at 14 in overtime. Central played 5 overtimes last year. They played a triple and a double overtime.
They've got the experience factor.
They kind of do. Here's Crater, wants to pass it, sends 4 guys out, throws to the right side into double coverage, and fortunately for him, he threw it too far. He had a player early on, Kench, on the left side that was open in the short seam if he would have stopped his route. But instead, Frisk threw into double coverage, and maybe he tried to just overthrow it and say, we'll live to play another down here. A 3rd and 7 for Jefferson. And you would think 4-down territory the whole way here in overtime. Frisk keeps it, spins it off to the right side, and is only able to gain a few.
On the short side of the field that time, it's tough, you know. Him stringing things out, going to the short side like that, he runs out of room in a hurry.
Gain of just a yard there. And even if you were thinking field goal and you had a really quality kicker, it's 40 yards. So even
like
with a good
operator. Some high school kids are pretty proficient at that distance.
Yeah, they sure are. Twins to each side. Tyler Crater, the running back. Cooper Frisk, the quarterback. Looks to his left. He's got a hitch route down the field and completes it for first down yardage. And now a struggle down to the 8-yard line. Wow. A tremendous pass and catch to Aiden Kench on a 4th down, a 4th and 7, and they gain 16 yards to keep it alive. The first catch from Kench all night, and it came at a nice time for Jefferson. I guess you could say Kench with the catch. One wide to each side. You got a wingback Kench over on the left side. And a tight end off to the right side. That's Ussery. Frisk back to pass. Looks for the end zone. Ooh. And a little good at contact, but it was well timed. Yes. Pass intended right there for Vandeven.
Close to little PI there.
We're in the top half. You almost play overtimes like innings. Each team gets their chance at it.
That was Brody McIntyre, that break up there. It was close, but I thought it was a really good play.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike, for that field perspective. It looked good from up here, too. It looked like well-timed defense. So 2nd and goal from just outside of the 7-yard line. Frisk going to run QB power up the middle. Drives those legs down to the 3 on a gain of 4 yards. Got a nice little push from his line right there. Just give him a little bit of space. And it creates a 3rd and goal from just inside of the 4. Near the 3. And Mike will have a good look at that battle in the trenches down there. Fisk and Crater in the backfield. 3rd and goal from just outside of the 3. And a dive for the end zone. Count it. Cooper Frisk with the 3-yard plunge. And Jefferson takes the lead in the first overtime. 20-14.
Now the important two-point conversion for them. Obviously, they don't have a kicker.
Well, Jefferson kind of volleyed right back at Central. Coach, when Central needed it in that 4th quarter, they just went to power football.
Yes.
Jefferson relied on their line right there with some power football, and Frisk going to do the same thing on the 2-point conversion, and he bounces off 2 tacklers, now loses the ball. It's picked up by a teammate, and Kench runs around the right side, picks up a block, a flag on the play, and about 8 clowns just got out of the same car. That was wacky now.
It was.
He was stopped at the 2, bounced off of it. Then I thought he was going to score the 2-point conversion.
Then he fumbled it.
And the penalty is obviously on Jefferson because the team's coming off of the field, and now Central will have the chance to tie or take the lead. But, Mike, some pretty good offensive line play by Jefferson deep into Central territory in that overtime.
And that big 4th down conversion on the pass play. But, yes, they got it inside the 10. They just lined it up, came at them, and got it done. Question, gentlemen, something to think about. We can look at this early. Central will look at it later. If they score, do they go for 2 or do they put it back on the foot of a kicker that you saw does have a leg that can put it, from that distance? What do you do if they do get the 6?
Well, the kid had a good strong foot down there on the missed field goal. I don't know. That comes from practice, seeing what he can do, how consistent he is, and you weigh your odds as a coach. What are your chances? You weigh your chances, and you'll go with what you feel your best option is.
So Karis Foster, who injected a little bit of life into the offense, taking over for August Black when he came out with cramps, going to adopt this capital I offense for Central as they begin their offensive chance here in the first overtime. Foster gets it between the guards, and he is popped at the line of scrimmage. Nice looking hit by Parker Taylor right there, and a gain of just a yard for Karis Foster.
Chad, I'm telling you, they're going to pull. They're going to pull it one of these times, and they're going to throw the ball.
We've been waiting, haven't
yes.
we? Jefferson fans coming to life. The Jefferson players exhorting the Blue Jay faithful. Triple I formation. One wide receiver off to the left side, I believe, is Devin Graff. Pigs down under center. He's got all those running backs behind him. They pitch it to the left side for Foster. Foster has two Blue Jays, though, swarming in on him, and he's shoved down for a 3-yard loss. The final man there to make the play, guess who? Logan Vandeven, who ran that 30-yard interception back and comes up with a big defensive play right there. What a great ball game.
Team speed, man, wow. They really closed that down in a hurry.
They did. And you could see when he bounced it out there, Coach, you watched him bounce, and then all of a sudden you said, there are two defenders there.
He bounced backwards after that.
Yeah, he did. 3rd and 13 for the Rebels. And they'll get away from this triple I now.
Spread set.
Yep. Max Woods, the single setback, probably just a protector. 2-man to the left, 2 men to the right. And a timeout by Coach Corey Schweiss. Well, Mike Reeves, you have covered a lot of Central football over the years, and I don't know who has a deeper playbook than Corey Schweiss. I mean, it always seems like he has something that the other side hasn't seen, and if there's a time for it, well, it's right now.
Go back to what we talked about just a little bit ago, though. Your playbook gets deeper with the number of playmakers you have. And I don't know that this group is the same level of playmaker he's had when he's opened that playbook up as deep as we've seen it before. But would it be surprising to see them run something here that we have not seen all night? No, it wouldn't be surprising at all to see that.
Something that nobody's seen. It's just he's always got something up his sleeve.
How many gadgets did you usually have ready to go?
You always have something. I mean, again, in practice during the week, you practice some things that you never use in the course of a year, but when it comes in a time, if you need them, you got them on the shelf somewhere.
And the good prepared teams always know when it's time, and they say, we know what we're running here. 2 wides to the right, 2 to the left. Max Woods, the single setback, standing beside his quarterback, Brody Pigg. It's a 3rd and 13 for Central. They've got it at the 28-yard line of Jefferson. They'll go with the reverse and maybe the reverse pass. Karis Foster on the reverse, striding out, crossing the 25, down to the 23. It's a gain, but of only 5 yards. So it was a wrinkle. It was a wrinkle, but it didn't bust loose.
And this could easily be it.
Central now out of timeouts as well. So now they're going to run a bunch formation off to the left side. And they're going to run the quarterback Pig underneath an abbreviated line to the right side. So Pig gets the snap, throws a backwards pass, goes out for a pass, and August Black is back in the game for a touchdown. It's a touchdown. Thrown by Braden Patterson. Patterson in the bunch to the left side gets the backward pass. Black sneaks back in the game and ties it up at 20. Corey Schweiss, deep into the playbook that we've been talking all night, pulls it out at the right time. He pulled out a play and a rabbit out of the same hat.
You were pass all the way across the field.
You were saying, Mr. Speaker?
Oh, they're going to kick. They're going
to kick for the win. And here's Devin Graff. Last time the snap and the hold looked good. Here's the snap and the hold for the win, and Graff trying to swing the right leg.
Plenty of time.
We're tied at 20. The snap is there. The hold is down. Graff's right leg swings through and Central wins in overtime. The Central Rebels pull one out of the fire again, go on the road and win it in overtime against Jefferson, 21-20, and they do it on a double pass, backward pass to a backup thrower and an injured player that they snuck back in who was wide open for the score. It's just so fun every week.
What a game. Like I always said, I was involved in several games on both sides. It's always tough for somebody to lose. After your kids fought that hard, it's tough for anybody to lose a ball game like that, of course. But like I said, what an entertaining ball game. Hard fought, both sides.
Coach, well, I didn't immediately have a name for it. I tried to describe the alignment and the formation. What would you call a formation? I mean, some they call it a swinging gate on something like that. What would you call that formation?
They're in quads left, singles receiver right. Normally something like that, you're going to try and hit it play side, but it takes a strong arm to throw it all the way across the football field like that. But he was wide open. A lot of times like that, when they're wide open, it's tough to make that catch.
It was Braden Patterson, and do we have that touchdown queued up? Excellent. Let's go ahead and queue up that touchdown for Central that tied it up. Nice work by Jacob Towers. And Coach, if you just want to kind of describe this in technical terms for us.
They're quads left. The other receivers sit there and block for him, and he catches it, and boom. I couldn't see if they were not covering him or not.
Well, nobody else was in the frame.
No. So, they had to have a D-back over there, I'm sure, because being on this side of the field, their coaches would have seen that and would have been yelling at one of their players, but the ball's thrown over there, and, of course, the defensive corner reacted and took off across the field, obviously.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, Mike Reeves, Bob Stolzer, I think Jefferson had a timeout left.
Yeah, I think they did.
And if you do and you see something like that, do you talk it over maybe?
Quite possibly. Maybe. Or look at it from upstairs, talk about the possibilities or whatever. But
what a thriller.
They were down to their final down. I'm sure Jefferson felt confident that they were going to be able to stop them.
All right, Mike. Well, like we said, just like last year, just like every game last year, huh? This is what we expect on Parkland Sports Live.
And who would say that next week won't be very much the same type of game as we just saw here with Fredericktown playing this Central team? I really believe, guys, after watching Jefferson now up close and getting a little bit of scouting report on them prior, I think this is more the type of game they want to play. It was a little sloppy, I get it, but I think they'd rather play this game that's going to be more physical and maybe even more low scoring. They've got a chance to win some football games this year. They're going to win some games.
Oh yes.
There's no question. When you're physical and physical style and you get after it the way they get after it, and they've got enough skilled players, they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. And for Central, I think they're going to be what they are, guys. They're going to battle, they're going to fight, they're going to claw, and they may have the same year they had last year, a whole bunch of close games, and how they tilt may decide what kind of year they have. But they pulled one out of the fire tonight. This is one you probably don't win when you turn it over that many times and you're down in overtime in the fourth, on fourth down and long. You don't win those games very often, but they found a way.
Yeah, wholeheartedly agree, Mike. 21-20 in overtime, Central wins.
A great sportsmanship by both teams. Gathering in the field like that, taking a knee, and obviously it seemed like they probably prayed a little prayer and just thankfully no one was hurt or whatever. And what a great showing of sportsmanship. And talking about Jefferson winning ball games, they're going to win their share of football games this year. But I think if both these teams played one another 10 times football games this year, another 10 times, it's going to be a 5-5 thing.
Pretty even matchup.
Very even. Yeah. What a great high school football game this was.
Sure was.
And again, unfortunately, somebody's got to come out a loser on it, but Jefferson has not a thing to hang their heads about. And, congrats to Central on a big win. It just the ball bounced their way tonight. After, they were fortunate after turnovers they had, that Jefferson capitalized on it. It was just nip and tuck, great ball game.
Sure was. 21-20, Central wins it in overtime. It's time for your Mac Tech postgame show. We'll take just a little pause, and then Mike Reeves will catch up with the coaches. Corey Schweiss, Mac Atlee catching up with their teams right now. We'll have the final stats and get coaches' breakdown. Gentlemen, put your thinking caps on because we will be naming the Domino's Pizza Player of the Game and the Pettis Automotive Player to Point to on our Mac Tech postgame show as well. Let's take a timeout right now, and we're back with that Mac Tech postgame show right after this.
Why do so many people like working at the Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center?
The pay is awesome. What we do for our clients is awesome. The coworkers that we have, the staff, everybody is just, they're all welcoming.
I feel very supported. It's a great network of people that we have working here. We really work together, I think, to try to improve the lives of those that we serve.
The insurance is phenomenal. The cost is minimal. They're good to us, and the benefits are so great, you can't beat it.
Apply today.
When comfort matters, count on Kapias Heating and Cooling. Proudly serving St. Francis and surrounding counties, they are your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer, delivering top quality heating and cooling solutions for your home or business. Founded in 2004 by Chuck Kapias, a family-owned and operated company that you can trust. Visit KapiasHeatingandCooling.com today. Kapias Heating and Cooling in Farmington, 756-1224.
21-20, Central wins in overtime at Jefferson. And welcome back to our Mac Tech postgame show. Ready to roll up your sleeves, dive into a hands-on career? Mineral Area College is ready for you. Their Mac Technology industry and technology programs are all about getting to work and making things happen. Welding, HVAC, auto tech, construction, and more. Take the first step to a fulfilling career in a Mac Tech program. Apply today, Mineral Area. .edu. Let's take a look at the numbers now. 278 total yards for Central, 206 for Jefferson. Jefferson gets 87 on the ground, 69 from Cooper Frisk. He had to earn them the hard way, 24 carries, a couple of TDs for him. Tyler Crater had 4 carries and 18 yards. Frisk completed 10 balls for 119. That makes 206 total. Vandeven had 4 catches for 31 yards, but that's on the offensive side. He also caught a ball from a Central quarterback, and he doubled up his yards. He went 30 yards for a touchdown there. Let's take a look at the Central side of the ledger now. 148 on the ground, 130 through the air. Austin Black rushed 21 times for 82 yards. Karis Foster had 7 carries for 37. Brody Pigg, 15 tries for 32 yards. Now, Brody Pigg completed 10 balls for 103 yards. But Braden Patterson completed only 1 pass on 1 try. But it was for 27 yards, and it was for a touchdown to tie the game in overtime. And Central went on to win it 21-20 as they kicked an extra point to win the ball game. 278 all told. We head down to the field with Mike Reeves and Corey Schweiss.
Well, I guess I would say, where do you start and you finish with that? You won the football game, but there was so much that happened to you there.
Well, I always tell the kids, we preach about turnovers all the time, and I don't know, this might be the first one we've ever won where we lost a turnover battle by 4 or more. So, that's a lot of resilience by our kids. Not only did we turn it over 4 times, but we turned it over in bad spots. Silas Richardson made a tackle on one of them that was, he saved a touchdown. Really, We forgot to even mention that one down there. But, a lot of things went against us tonight, and they still battled and still gave us. The thing I say about this group is they've been underdogs their whole life, and people have been counting them out. And I've been telling people they play really hard, and they did tonight. Jefferson played extremely hard tonight. I thought both teams played hard. Great sportsmanship on both sides all night long. It was just a really cool high school game to be a part of.
I think sometimes you lose track when you do what we do. I'm thinking about that's not a pretty game. There's so much that's not being done right. There's a lot of mistakes. But at the end of the night, competition is competition, and you've got to find a way to battle through that. I thought both these teams battled through the adversity all night long, and there's a lot to be said about that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it wasn't a clean game by any means. Like anytime you turn the ball over 4 times, you're not going to call it clean by any means. But there is a lot of good things. I mean, the resiliency, but not only that, there were a lot of really good plays in between those bad ones. Our defense I thought our defense was awesome all night. I know we gave up a pick 6 and we gave up one other score, but we also put our defense in some really bad spots, and our defense came up big. And they've got a good team and they've got a good offense, and that quarterback's a heck of a player. And we did a pretty good job containing him for most of the night.
Play was in the book at the Arsenal. Down a distance at that point?
Yeah, I mean, matter of fact, as soon as we started the overtime and they scored, Coach Calvert on the headset asked about that particular play. And I was like, well, we'll just have to see where we're at. He said, are we too close to run it? I said, no, we can run it from here. But if we get closer, it might be kind of hard. But from that distance, it's doable or whatever. So, we've run that play over the years, several times at different times. If people go back and watch our film for the last 20 years, they can probably find all kinds of things like that. But, Coach Bridges called it at the right time. Coach Calvert, I think, put a bug in his ear, and it worked. And they executed great. August was out, most of that overtime because he was cramping. And he was the one that repped that all week. So we were like, can you go in there? So he ran it with a cramped leg. Patterson, who's been on the bench all night, who's just been a tremendous team player, throws a dot right on target. And, a guy that's playing a little bit of special pass like that's pretty impressive. So Braden Patterson shows his leadership as a senior in that play, and big play for everybody.
Not asking. Preseason, have you practiced that play?
Well, we have a session in practice where we practice things like that. I don't know. We probably practiced it a handful of times, 5 or 6. We call that play Ritter because we ran that play against certain plays we just give names to, and that was one of them. And people are all going to see that. You guys are going to have it on TV, so got to run that one again.
Kick the point. Did any of that come from the fact that on the field goal attempt to try to win the game in regulation, he hit it good? He just out a leg. Did anything play off of that, or was that something you would have done regardless of the tie game?
Knew they would go. They got it, we would have to go for 2, but if they didn't, we were going to kick it. Our chance with Devin's probably better than getting 2 points. Devin's been pretty good all year, practice goal, but and he kind of missed that first one, but I think he had just run like 70 yards, 60 yards on a touchdown play before that. I'll give him a little.
We'll see you. Good one.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.
Guys, that is the head coach of the Central Rebels. That's Corey Schweiss with us on a night that they found a way. Let's just say they do that frequently. They did it tonight.
All right, thanks so much, Mike. And we'll give away some hardware here as we'll see if Coach Matt Atlee would like to join us for some post-game comments as well. And it's time to give away our Domino's Pizza Player of the Game. Domino's Pizza, delicious, customizable, brings people together. Call your local Domino's. Go online at Domino's.com. I use the app. Download the app. It's easy. Carry out or delivery. Your local Domino's in Farmington, Park Hills, Bonne Terre, Fredericktown, Potosi, and St. John, bringing you the C Pizza Player of the Game. Each game will have a Domino's Pizza Player of the Game. We're going to go with August Black tonight for a couple different reasons. August did a good job running the ball, 21 carries for 82 yards, but it's a young man when they needed him most. He was cramping up. He battled back in the game. We said, we have a play you've been running with us. Can you go in and and play one more down for us. And he did. And he caught the 27-yard touchdown pass that allowed Central to win it with the extra point. We head back down on the field with Mike Reeves, and he's there with Coach. And our player to point to, by the way, is Logan Vandeven, who had a 30-yard interception return, a big play for Jefferson as we head down to the field with Mike and Coach.
Games that go into overtime, somebody wins one, somebody loses one. It's going to be a tough loss for somebody. You play away, but, man, you battled and fought all night long. What do you take out of that one?
You know, we could have gave up. You know, we went down early, gave up a big play, and I know that really kind of took the wind out of our sails, but the way our kids fought back, and not only fought back, got into the lead, and then put up some big stops in order to get us into the overtime. We kept allowing them to get in positions to kick field goals and PATs, and we need to stop letting them do that. But I couldn't be more proud of the way our kids played, the way they flew around. They came back a year ago. We really struggled against this team, and this year they went toe-to-toe with them. And realistically, just a couple plays didn't quite go our way.
I was impressed with the physicality of your group, the way you get after it. Is that just a staple of this team and something you don't have to worry about week after week? That's what you're going to bring?
Well, that's something that we put an emphasis on this offseason, and when we started in June, that's what I told the kids. I said, one way or another, we have to fix it, and if we don't, we're going to be in trouble. And, you know, so far I like what I see, and I hope it keeps up, and I'm proud of our kids. I mean, they're battling through bumps and bruises like everyone else at this point. You know, I'm just very, very proud of the way they're fighting and the way they're getting after it out there.
Your defense has done a lot of good things through 2 weeks. You've been scoring on defense. You've done that both the weeks. How much does that change things when your defense can tilt a game, and yours can do that?
Yeah, that helps. That definitely helps, especially with our offense that is struggling a little bit right now. So we need to get some things cleaned up on the offensive side. Because, I mean, defense is putting us in good spots. We had a big turnover down here, and then we got down into the red zone from Evan Botkin interception, and we couldn't finish. And, you know, it's silly things, kids running the wrong routes and – you know, not lining up where they're supposed to, having to burn timeouts because we're just a little confused. And, you know, it's stuff we've been running for 2-3 months at this point. So we just got to lock it and crisp some things up.
I'm going to clarify, I'm not setting you up, and I'm going to ask you a question in the right way to ask it, because we had this happen in a game last year. There are a lot of people still trying to figure out the rules on the ball at the goal line and the helping and assisting a guy get in. We had a call last year where an official waved off a touchdown, said the arms are extended, you can't do that. I know you were asking for on that game-tying touchdown, hey, was that legal? Can you explain what you think the rule to be? Because we're seeing it, we don't really even know, and we've seen it a number of times. How do you interpret it?
Well, I just interpret it as the 10th wonder of the world, and we're still trying to figure it out. I don't know. I was trying to get clarification, and that's really all I wanted. And I was just told that he could have been pushing the guard. And, you know, it is what it is. It doesn't really matter. That wasn't the play that won him the game. We could have did a lot of other things better and would have been in a better spot. So, you know, it is I guess every crew's going to interpret it a little bit different, and that's just kind of the world. So you got to live with it.
We appreciate all your time this week. You were great with us, and best of luck moving forward.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Guys, we'll send it back up to you. Heck of a game here tonight.
Wonderful ball game, and Matt Atlee, gracious in victory and defeat. So we do appreciate his time and the time of Coach Schweiss. They were just more than generous with helping us out, kind of understanding their teams, and preparing us for our broadcast tonight. As we said, once again, Logan Vandeven, a 30-yard interception return for a touchdown. He's our player to point to, brought to us by Pettis Automotive. And whether it's an offensive lineman, makes a key block, whatever, we're going to find a player to point to. You can point to Pettis Automotive, your hometown choice for great vehicles and service. See the difference at Pettis Automotive, pettisauto.com, or see for yourself in Farmington, Fredericktown, and DeSoto. Not often you turn it over 5 times, Coach Stolzer. How many games? You won 206 games. Did you ever win one when you turned it over 5 times?
No. I mean, if you turn it over against a team that you're much better than, you can get away with that sometimes, but you turn it over to a good team, and you're going to be lucky to come out on the W side. So, you know, Central, like Corey talked about, you know, you just don't do that against a good team, and I think that he realizes that they come out with a 4-leaf clover sticking out of their mouth or head in their pocket or something, because Normally you're not going to do that.
I think Jefferson's going to do some damage at that Class 2 level. I think it's a good ball club.
They've got a very good ball club, and like Matt said, they got to clean up a few things offensively, and they get the offense going, make a few improvements on that, and couple it with that good defense they've got. They're going to, like I said, they're going to win some ball games.
Well, next week on the Parkland podcast and Parkland Sports Live, we've got Fredericktown coming to Central. And if it's even close to what we had last year, even close, it's going to be just like what we had tonight. So we're looking forward to that one. Coach Stolzer, great to work with you once again. This was a fun ball game. They all are.
It is. I look forward to next week. I got one of my former players coaches Fredericktown. Steve Williams is a former player whenever I was coaching out at
A pro ball player.
Yes, a pro baseball player. He was a great athlete at Cape Central whenever I was down there. And, of course, Corey, it'll be fun being where
That'll be great.
Being down the field visiting with those guys, I'm sure it's going to be a good football game again.
Another gentleman of the game as well, so that'll be a good one as well. Thanks so much for joining us tonight, folks. Our final score for the final time, it's 21-20. Central finds a way in overtime. Our thanks to Jacob Towers doing a terrific job engineering everything for us here at Parkland Sports Live. Also, Wyatt Colley doing all the camera work for us, does a great job there. Hey, we want to thank Jason Lowry for starting this whole endeavor, and Mark Toady as well, and letting us come on the air and provide your sports coverage during football season here on Parkland Sports Live. I'm Chad Speaker, and I hope your home team did well tonight. Now I'm going to go join mine.
Why do so many people like working at the Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center?
The pay is awesome. What we do for our clients is awesome. The coworkers that we have, the staff, everybody is just, they're all welcoming.
I feel very supported. It's a great network of people that we have working here. We really work together, I think, to try to improve the lives of those that we serve.
The insurance is phenomenal. The cost is minimal. They're good to us, and the benefits are so great, you can't beat it.
Apply today.
When comfort matters, count on Kapias Heating and Cooling. Proudly serving St. Francis and surrounding counties, they are your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer, delivering top quality heating and cooling solutions for your home or business. Founded in 2004 by Chuck Kapias, a family-owned and operated company that you can trust. Visit KapiasHeatingandCooling.com today. Kapias Heating and Cooling in Farmington, 756-1224.
We got small town pride, big time selection. When you need a truck, we hope you point to Pettis. We provide the best service and the best price. We make sure we do what's right, make you a customer for life. We're locally owned, locally operated. When you need a truck, well, don't make it complicated. Just point to Pettis. We're here to answer every question. We got small town pride and a big time selection.
Do you often ask others to repeat themselves? Is the TV volume creeping up higher? Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Melton, and it could be time to have your hearing checked. Hearing loss happens gradually, making it hard to notice. At Hearing Care Partners, we offer thorough hearing evaluations that uncover even subtle changes in your hearing over time. Early detection can improve your hearing and your life. Start prioritizing your hearing today. Schedule your appointment now at hearingcarepartners.com. At Hearing Care Partners, we listen so you can hear.
Since 1941, Boozenbark Flooring has been Southeast Missouri's trusted name in flooring. This family-owned business features top-quality carpet, tile, and hardwood, along with countertops, kitchens, and bathrooms, all with expert installation. Need to haul it? Boozenbark Trailer Sales has you covered. Come see the large selection of dump trailers, equipment haulers, goosenecks, livestock trailers, and more. Visit boozenbarkflooring.com and boozenbarktrailersales.com, or stop by and see everything at the Fairgrounds exit on Highway 67.
Life can feel like an uphill climb, but no one has to face it alone. Everest Counseling, based in Farmington, has been empowering individuals and families for over 20 years, offering support through life's toughest challenges. Specializing in at-risk youth and serving rural communities, the experienced and compassionate team provides the guidance and the tools necessary to thrive. Whether you're dealing with stress, anxiety, trauma, family conflicts, or just need someone to talk to, Everest Counseling provides personalized services to meet your needs. Contact Everest Counseling today at 573-330-4455.